Hi, everybody.
Hello.
We're finally back.
Look, there was an extended break. Extended break means that there was a few extra little itty bitty buggy wuggies to fix up before we could
Things
go.
didn't go
You know,
well.
there was some the little things that had to be fixed before we could go live.
There
I'm
were
so sorry.
Oopsie whoopsies.
And swoopty doopties.
Shoopty doops.
But we are back. We are the Stormy Dragon Tavern. We are playing Dungeons and Dragons, and we are
We're
playing
playing
Dungeons and Dragons.
We're not conditioned at all.
Trials of the Xel'nari. A lot has happened in the last few episodes, even though we've been away for some time. We are
Someone
back
say a year.
and ready to conclude things. Storm met her dad
Daddy!
and her god, and they're the same person.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. That was mildly revolutionary.
So your dad has a real god complex then?
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine? Storm's now gonna have a god complex.
It's fine. Storm's got a raging demi.
As I ate a sausage.
Sorry. Sweet Babs over there just being like,
So terrible. But also amazing.
Oh, my goodness.
oh, we've missed this.
It's been a while.
We will eventually
We're
actually
back,
play
guys.
the game tonight, possibly.
Maybe.
Unfortunately, Oddie does need to leave us a bit early tonight as they have a performance, and well, you know.
And we
I'm
wish them the
doing
best of
Tato.
luck.
Unfortunately, real life does come first.
I'm in the UK where things still go on because this is during the day for me.
How dare.
But yes, so Storm met her father in a rather strange predicament where he was being imprisoned and having his power siphoned off him. Meeting another one of the strange demon-like creatures that attempted to take Storm out, she got a little bit creative on how to destroy it.
It hurt.
Yeah,
She soloed the
nearly
boss.
died. She did solo the boss.
She did solo the boss.
She was just hoarding all that XP and sweet loot for herself.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. I didn't loot diddly squat.
There was no sweet loot. The sweet loot's your daddy.
No.
Daddy?
I think reach into Daddy's pocket.
For the well-being of the stream, how about we refer to the genie as Storm's father, not her daddy? Or we will never start the game.
This is very true. Father! No, not get that reference.
I can make no Good such
Oh,
promise.
Puppy. I'm
Puppy.
No,
Padre.
no. Let's carry on, please. It's already getting out of hand.
Oh my gosh. We're mature
Why
adults,
that's-
guys.
No, we're
Why
not.
are dads?
We're really not.
Why are dads so funny?
The sad thing is, Mick is probably the most mature adult here,
Gross.
Is he though?
and that's
Oh
my
wait,
point.
am I the second oldest?
I'm the most adult. I don't know about the most mature.
That was my point.
Actually, if you're referring to it like cheese, then yes.
Well,
Is that because there's a weird smell? Like this
And I'm only eaten by the French. I don't know.
So we thought only not talking about fathers in a specific way would mean the game wouldn't begin. It's everything else.
So Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, guys, Dungeons and Dragons.
do I have to mute all of you so I can get this out of the way?
What, so you can play with
it makes-
yourself on stream.
Oh my. I've already been effectively muted. I have food.
Oh no.
So, after rescuing her father and learning that he was her father, as that was unknown to her, he has given her a choice. He will be ascending into true demigodhood and leaving the mortal plane. And when he does so, he will leave behind a mote of his power. He has given her a choice. Either she leaves the mote of power behind and thus leaves a protective dome that will continue on her island as it has been for the last several hundred years. Her people will be ignorant of the outside world and potentially safe. Or she can take up that power herself, which will have the side effect of thrusting her people into the real world with very little knowledge of how it actually works and what goes on outside of their little bubble of existence that they have lived in for so long. She has chosen to take some time on this, as it is a big choice to make, and she would like to confer with not only her friends but her people on how they feel about this. Ultimately, the decision is hers to make, but if no decision is made, she has been given 2 days, after which her father will leave and the motive power will be left behind, and the choice will be made for her. So, we were coming back into it with the rest of the party giving Storm some time with her father, and they were going off, I believe, to explore the right-hand arm of the cave network.
Yup.
Because curiosity killed the
sure.
cat, but satisfaction brought it back.
And we're not cats, so we'll be fine.
I don't know about that.
80% of the party should be fine.
I'm
We'll see.
curious though. So,
Hmm.
as much as Kovac is very miserably sweltering in these lava-filled conditions, she's going to power through for the sake of knowledge.
Now, you had started to adventure just slightly down there with Wisteria, and had found the remains of the speaker of the god, who had been impersonated by the demon creature.
We did?
You can't tell exactly how long they were dead for, just that they've been dead for some time.
Oh, is
How
this
deep
down the
in was
right?
that?
It was pretty much just hidden away in a corner here, dumped to the side, thinking that, no one would ever come down here. Why would they need to disguise it or hide it any better?
Okay. Kovac is gonna go full CSI mode.
CSI Xel'nari?
Yep. She's gonna pull out a pair of gloves, squat down next to the scene, and begin taking extremely thorough notes while making an investigation check, if I might.
And because Mug has no idea what the investigative process is, we'll cast prestidigitation so the body doesn't stink so bad.
Ooh! Big numbers.
Would there be much left for it to stink if it's been in such a hot environment? Surely that would have all been done and dusted.
27.
So the body looks almost mummified in its state. The skin is dried out and turned into a leathery-like texture, very gaunt over the bones. There is still patches of skin upon it. The fur has since gone. The only signs of any trauma to the body is its throat seems to have possibly been slit.
Okay. And since I don't imagine Kovac has ever seen a body dead quite in these conditions before, it's going to be hard to extrapolate how long ago it occurred.
Correct.
Kovac will turn around and will just so she's squatting down, conjures a quill, and then uses just the tip of it to like gesture to like what I assume is a rather like faint gash in the neck at this point. To go, it appears we have our cause of death. I'm not sure of how long ago though. And I'll take some more notes.
Delai's feeling a bit bored and a bit adventurous, so he's just going to continue walking down to this part here.
Nice. You make your way down through the cave, and you actually notice a strange cooling of the air. Not quite enough that it's any better than uncomfortable as it was before, but yes, the temperature does seem to drop noticeably moving forward until you come across a pool of water. It seems almost crystal clear, and you can see below that there is a bit of not creatures, but sea life, so coral and seaweed and plants growing below. You can also see a number of rocky formations that are a dark shade of green, but slightly shiny to them as well.
I like to try and get a better look at them. Like, I'm not going to reach into the water or anything, but I want to peer in and see if I can make sense of what it might be.
All right.
That makes sense.
Get you to make a perception check.
Yep.
And I'll give you advantage for this one.
Oh boy.
I wonder why.
Advantage is 24.
It is something you've seen before. You also would expect to see this here. It is orichalcum, which does form in the bottom of a dormant volcano. There are a number of veins of it here.
Ah, so it's veins of orichalcum, not just.
There are some formations that have come out of the water, well, not out of the water, out of the rock, but you can see the veins go in, and possibly fairly deep. Could be quite rich with orichalcum.
Thalai looks at it, thinks about for a moment, and goes, well, he thinks he's already got some orichalcum. Technically, it belongs to the people. Well, it does belong to the people of this island. They can decide what they're going to do with it.
Looking deeper into it, you can see that whilst it does go quite deep, it also seems to curve off to one side and looks like it may be a tunnel.
Oh, in the water itself.
Underneath. Maybe a cave of sorts.
We got a hair flip.
Well,
Thank you, Justin.
There you go. That's all they're getting from me. Oh, my hair's staying like that. Okay.
That's all we need.
Thalai's going to wait for the others.
Okay. Are there any other things of note on this body, like personal effects?
So, looking at it over, it has been stripped of pretty much everything except for its undergarments. So, creature has actually stolen its garments.
Okay. And I don't expect that it would travel especially well. So, leaving it here is probably for the best.
Don't you have that disc spell?
I do, but it takes 10 minutes and it's hot.
I mean, we're going to get in enough trouble as it is being in here in the first place. What's one dead body going to do?
It should, as long as it's handled with care, it should travel okay.
We'll pick it up on the way out.
No, we've got a perfect excuse for being here as well. The god said we could be here, and if they want to contradict us, they can get their speaker to, like, speak to the god.
Oh wait, the secret with us now. But yeah, when you need help moving the body away, I'll ask Sam to assist me using mold earth to kind of gently move the area around it, to kind of like lift it a bit, like basically move things around it and use the earth itself to gently, all at once, kind of move it up and do the gentle thing. You get what I mean?
That would be extremely helpful, thank you.
Well, we're not doing anything else at the moment.
No.
So.
Not quite yet, though. I'd rather make sure that the rest of the passage is safe. Speaking of which, Thalai, have you found anything?
Underwater tunnel,
Oh,
surrounded by orichalcum.
interesting.
What?
Orichalcum?
It's an ore.
That's. Well, actually, I probably might know what it is. Yeah.
You probably would actually know. You probably have. Your father would have had dealings in trading with it.
Oh, sugar nipples. Oh, sorry, that's a me thing. That's a me thing. Let's ignore that. Ignore that.
Excuse me. Well, whoa. Okay
let's not get
then.
into that. Let's not get into it. Let's not get into it at the moment. Let's not.
Your father trades in sugar nipples. Good to know.
Mhm.
No, shut up.
They're a
shut up.
delicacy. They're a delicacy.
It's my current not really a tick, but it's my current weird thing I do at the moment. It's it's piss nipples, shit nipples, sugar nipples. For some reason it's something in nipples. I think it's like this the amount of syllables that just fits. You know what? That's not what I was about to say there.
We love you, Waddy.
You are living up to your name.
I'm going to turn to everybody else present and say, I'm one of the good options. Sam's, I think we would be well positioned for exploring that underwater tunnel.
Can anyone get us to breathe underwater?
I can breathe underwater by myself.
Yes,
wait,
but
hold on.
if
Did
there's
I
danger
actually keep the
there.
spell? Did Sam suddenly be like, wait? Did I keep the thing? I closed my D&D Beyond. Of course I fucking did.
Well, D&D Beyond, it's never been easier.
Except
Says
when
me
it's
who
not.
closes it down. Did I actually keep the spell? Did I actually keep
Did you keep
the
it
spell?
prepared?
Yeah.
So Mug's going to go have a look at the cave and the stuff and things.
And I will be. I will take up the rear with the Sams as we discuss the semantics of actually how to best.
Do you want the
do
good
that.
news or the bad news?
Only good, no bad.
The good
Cool.
news
There
is
is no
you've
good-
got it.
there
The
is
bad
no
news
good
is you've used
news.
it.
There is
Good
no
and
good
bad.
news.
Good
don't
and
have
bad
the
are extremely subjective.
I don't have the spell prepared, unfortunately, but I can turn into a octopus.
Indeed. If it is possible that a spell may not be necessary, but a scouting run by creatures that can breathe underwater would be prudent to avoid people going in blind and drowning.
I'm gonna be a fish. Sam
Yeah,
just
but
does the running
no one
jump
should go
leap.
in on their own.
Okay.
Octopus.
Yes.
I
Hold
will-
on, I can do that, can't I? Swimming is level 6. Yeah.
No, it's 4, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
I will dismiss Wisteria because I'm sure she does not want to go in the water.
Probably not.
Can't you just tell her to stay on the ground?
Yeah, but I might need her on the other side for scouting. I will make sure that all my effects are nice and not at risk of being water damaged. Like I'll put the backpack in the bag of holding. My spell book is waterproof because magic, and I'll walk up to the side and probably a bit too eagerly will just jump in and go,
Wouldn't the water be
And-
boiling still or warm still at that proximity?
No, it is
Yeah.
extremely cool.
Oh.
Yeah, because I just literally
Unnaturally
ran
so.
into the water without even testing the temperature. I could have broiled myself alive.
Calamari.
Yeah.
No,
That
it is refreshingly cool.
that is a noticeable improvement.
The last
I'll-
bit, take a double cupful and just pour it over his head.
Is it fresh water or salt water?
Fresh.
Oh. I'm gonna peel away the like pale purple scarf that Kovac had kind of over her head to like contain sweat. Put that away and say, okay, Samantha, are you prepared to begin?
I'm an octopus, you hear in your head.
I'd say we're good to go.
Okay.
Oh, hang on.
You
Have I got a
get an
rope?
octopus thumbs up, which is just a tentacle to being like, whoop.
How large is this passage in terms of like, is it tall enough to walk through, or will I actually have to swim?
It is tall enough to walk through. It is roughly about a foot or so tall enough. There are probably
Okay.
some parts where you may need to crawl on, lean down, due to outcroppings of rock and such. But it is capable for you to either swim or walk through.
Okay, I will. I'm not attuned to the slippers, so it might be a bit awkward. But I will just like walk at half speed on the tunnel and just go like bloop 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 bloop.
You start making your way down. It is about 60 feet down, so fairly deep.
Mhm.
But fairly easy to climb as the rocks around are quite uneven and jagged, and makes it fairly easy to give you footing, or you can
Okay.
simply sink to the bottom, let yourself
Mhm.
down. But you won't have the fear of having to climb back out, or of course swimming is also the option. But as you get further down, rather than the temperature getting hotter, it seems to actually be getting colder.
Mm.
To the point where it actually starts getting to the point where it's almost freezing.
Interesting.
You also are running into the problem of, once you reach the bottom and look forward, whilst you could see it from some light above, you cannot see further into the cave. It is almost pitch black. You can see a faint neon blue glow further down the cave.
Okay.
Roughly how far away would you say that is?
About 80, 90 feet further in the cave.
Okay.
It's not bright enough to illuminate the rest of the cave, but you can see it almost like a glow stick.
So it's like I'll whisper in Kovac's head, obviously. Dancing, have you got a light spell or something you can pop off? Ah, shit.
Also, can you do verbal components underwater?
I have before. I think.
Because I think Kovak can breathe underwater is
Yeah.
sort of possible for them.
Breathing and speaking underwater, unfortunately, are two different things.
Hang on. Wondering if I can make anything that incidentally produces light. Ooh, I can! I conjure my spellbook.
Ah, yes. It does.
Is it waterproof?
You know, it's the spectral one, so it itself sheds light,
Oh.
and because I can see through it, when I see through it, it gives me dark vision.
Yes, yeah. And I don't have. Actually, as an octopus, I think I do.
Yeah, so I
No.
will.
I do. I actually have dark vision for once.
Ah!
I can see in clouds of green. Wait, what? Great.
So
I was
will.
gonna say green's a little weird.
I was thinking trees of green, red roses too.
So
Bam, bam,
My-
bam, ba-da-ba-dam.
So the spellbook sheds dim light at a 10-foot radius and gives me dark vision up to 60 feet.
I've only got up to 30 feet, 70. Should I go back to bed? What's
No,
going on?
Might be worth.
What's going on?
Let me-
And
Yeah, I've also got a 30
Oh.
feet swim speed at this rate as well. I'm just a normal octopus. I'm just a normal octopus, so there isn't like a giant one or anything.
and just as a test to see how my spell.
What's up with Sam? Samuel.
Sam,
Does Samuel come with
has
us?
not been moved up. Yes.
I can't move him.
As a test to experiment with spellcasting, I will attempt to cast prestidigitation on like my shirt to warm it up, and just see how the verbal component feels underwater.
You are unable to form the words correctly to be able to perform your spell. Your gills do
I'll-
more than enough to filter the water out and give you oxygen, but it more feels like you're taking big gulps of air rather than speaking properly.
I mean, I can see what Kovac's trying to do, and I'll whisper into their head, like, did you want to pop back up briefly to do any spells you need to do first? Okay, I'm gonna move a bit further in. Yeah, we're gonna both take a few bits in until we can't take no mores.
I'll
The-
keep on judging that.
Coral life and aquatic life down here is extremely unique and nothing you've ever seen before. Which stands to reason, being the island has been isolated for over 1,000 years, and a lot of what you see on the island has already gone extinct elsewhere in the world. But even still, it seems strange and mysterious and different. And as you move a bit closer, you see the source of the neon light. The best way to describe it would be a glowing formation that looks like almost like power cables, but semi-translucent and glowing blue, like an electric blue. And it almost looks like seaweed that has been petrified into a rocky formation. It's
Oh.
something you've never seen before. There is a few small patches and a few larger sizable chunks of it that seem to be clustered around a small area up ahead.
And Kovac's head, she'll again hear, whatever it is, we're not taking any of it just yet. We've got to talk to everyone upstairs about things first. However, I'm very curious about this. Does it feel like as we get closer to the petrified formations, it does get colder still? Or
It gets
is it the
colder,
temperature?
and you feel a tingling around you, almost like static electricity.
That's interesting.
I get closer.
You suddenly
Um,
find all the jewelry on you especially clean.
As
You've seen those
you,
little electric baths.
as you move closer to it, you can see that there are actually small fragments of ice particles forming around it. But as they move away from it, they start to melt back again into water. But it seems cold enough that it is actually freezing the water around it, even though it is deep within a volcano.
Can I make an Arcana check to try and understand what's happening?
And can I assist with either using... I know it's like seaweed and it's petrified. I don't know if I could also either do an Arcana or a nature check or history. I'm trying to see what might... Actually, what would I... Nature would probably be my best. If it could be. In octopus, obviously, I can actually see decently, so... Octopus. So I will... Do you want me to make a check as well as Kovac, or am I just giving her assistance with my...
Give an assist.
thing? Yeah, cool.
Okay.
You have a...
So I get advantage plus a d4 because of my Vidalcan nerd nonsense.
That's the technical term for it.
Adalkin Nerd Nonsense TM.
Mm-hmm. 19.
All right. With Sam looking over it, it's not something organic that you're aware of. It definitely seems to be magical in nature, though the magic definitely seems to be naturally occurring. You're not sure exactly what is happening to it. It just seems that whatever has caused this formation, it is so incredibly cold that it is capable of cooling this water that should be boiling right now.
So it's feasible that there's something. So we're seeing a big lump of something.
Mhm.
Within the seaweed
is-
petrification.
Is the big lump of something just ice, and there's probably an actual smaller thing inside it, or
No.
Oh, okay.
It is a crystalline-like formation, but it looks like multiple cables or seaweed all petrified into like a flowing form that's stuck like that. So it looks like they're kind of curving up as if they were once flowing in the water, but has petrified like that.
Okay, and so it looks natural, like it's growing,
Yeah.
kind of like a crystal.
I was thinking like a rutile sort of situation. You get like when they get the formations going like this and this across the black crosses in crystals.
Are there any sections where it looks quite thin, kind of towards the edges, where I don't know someone could break off a piece?
There are probably at the top, at the end of the coil-like pieces. It does seem like each different strand ends at different levels, so you could potentially break off a piece there.
Okay, I'm gonna look up to the top, and I'll use my invisible telekinetic mage hand, which requires no components of any kind, to just conjure it up there, have it reach up, and see what the 10 pounds of force that the mage hand can provide can do to break off as much of a piece as I can from the top, and then float it down to me.
Absolutely nothing. It is not strong enough to break.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
You'll hear in your mind, "What are you seeing, Kovac?" Because of course I can't see that they're doing this. I'm just like,
Yeah,
what do
'cause-
you make of this? Wait, you
like-
can't respond to me. I can only talk to you. Huh? Neat.
So, I'm like, look. So Kovac is looking up to the top and like scowling because she's like applying some concentration with her mind because it's not working. It's like,
Do you need a poop?
Do you need a poop?
Is it the archaic poops? You've been around magic for too much. No. What I want to do is I want to try and swim around this formation as far I was like get as close to the walls as I can. I'm an octopus. I'm squishy and blah blah blah. And I want to try and see if I can get to the other side, and I want to kind of see what's down in that area. So you said if you get through it and around the other one, it's like okay, it cools back off again, and specifically this area, but there's still more of this cavern to kind of explore.
There is definitely more to explore, so you're going continuing on?
I'm going to go a bit further, yeah. I want to go a bit further through.
Alright.
I mean, I'm assuming anywhere near this slight crystalline form, we'll start like, oh, bits of my body are kind of starting to freeze. Let's move quickly.
if I see her moving ahead, I will abandon my efforts and follow
As you
along after her.
continue on, you can feel slowly the temperature in the water starting to warm again.
Temperature is
So it definitely seems to be centralized entirely around that crystalline formation, which only
Yeah.
seems to be forming in that one segment.
That's interesting. Is it also orichalcum down here in this water, or is this a very kind of slightly different area now? From where...
No, there is definitely still some veins of it here.
If I can
It's-
find any like loose bits.
There are some outcroppings that have formed or sprouted forth, basically, able to form over time in the water, free from the earth, that definitely are shards you could break off potentially. It is extremely tough metal, but in its natural state, it's fairly brittle.
If by moving past it, it accidentally like a bit pops off, like, oh, we can just take that back for
It's also
Thalai.
quite heavy.
And you're an
Perfect, can take it back for Thalai.
because you're an octopus at the moment.
I'm an octopus.
Oh, I got.
So I'll like turn back and see you beginning to like just like two tentacles wrapped around it, the other six being like like trying
Probably a
really hard
little
to.
bit. Oh, does an octopus have higher strength than me? That's a question.
No.
Oh wow, it really doesn't. It's got
No.
a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you get really
Octopods are
frustrated, you can
teeny
accidentally
tiny.
ink cloud.
Oh, you guys made me ink. It was just on the off chance if there's any like bits
Yeah.
and pieces that may have over time been jobbed or jarred by some movements that I might be able to have like picked up. But making note of these little outcroppings at
Yeah.
least. Because if it's already been taken off, they can't complain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every Dungeons and Dragons party eventually at some points asks themselves, are they the bad guy? I think we've
What's
passed
that? What's
We're
that?
just resourceful, but
what's
we use
that-
other
that-
people's resources.
Take nothing but photographs, leave nothing but footprints. Now I'm good.
We're underwater. We can't leave footprints. It's fine.
Yeah.
We'll leave something else.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
carry on.
I'm
We'll
trying so
carry on,
hard
we'll
to
carry
just be like, Stubbs not here. Stubbs not here.
I know.
Stubbs not
It's like
Stubbs
that's
not
why I
here.
was like, just the if things were already broken off and just laying around instead of I'm actively gonna deface.
Stubbs
From
not here.
here, the cave has steeply started to incline.
Okay.
And you can see there is a bit of brighter water ahead, almost like there is some light coming within.
Okay.
Do you think this might have been how the demon got in? Maybe. No, there would be too much changed here if they were probably.
I will begin climbing the steep incline, kind of like half climbing, half like pulling myself up the rocks.
And just go. There's an octopus.
You eventually find yourself at the end of the cave, and directly above you, you can see that it climbs about another 40 feet before the pool of water ends.
Did you want me to go Kovac? I'm a little more inconspicuous than a blue head popping out of the ocean. I would say being the closer I get up, the more that I'll be a bit more careful about kind of like how I can pop up and like what I'm seeing. If I see a seal, I'm running. I believe they eat octopus.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up. More trying to keep closer to the walls for camouflage reasons, if possible, because of octopus nature. But yeah, I want to see what I might be able to.
Do you break the water, or
Gauges.
do you stay underneath?
I want to stay underneath for a bit, and are there any like shapes moving above the water, like or any
Make me a perception
reflections?
check.
Oh god damn it, I have to use mine, not the octopus's. The octopus has got really good perception. That's not
Wait,
that.
I thought perception could be used from the creatures if they've got a special modifier for it.
I don't really remember. I know it's usually the physical you keep as the animal. The mental stuff is usually your own.
Yeah.
You do not normally benefit from like keen senses vision and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But
Oh, okay.
I thought you
1, 2,
did.
3, 4, 5, 6.
I mean,
I said you do.
Oh, you do. I
Normally.
heard don't. Sorry. My apologies.
Yeah, so like dark vision and things like that, I will gain benefits from, but like doing checks, like using my
Yeah.
own eyes.
He's not suddenly more perceptive. He might be more perceptive to smells or something if it had keen senses.
Yeah.
But not suddenly more.
Well, the
aware of-
I get you. I
octopus-
understand. That makes
The
sense.
octopus has both me and the octopus have the same passive perception of 17. Neat, but that's an 11 for active.
Looking around, you can't see any shadows of anything moving above the surface. You can see that the top of the pool of water actually flows on into a stream moving down through a cave. And you can see it does start to get a bit lighter further ahead.
Waterfall, maybe. I'm going to break the surface as little as I can, but enough for me to see.
Okay.
But if it's like a cave, I'm a feeling that this is going to be near that stream that me and my brother ended up being at, just by the waterfall. It's an assumption.
And you can feel that the water now is at around about body temperature. So it has warmed up a bit.
Okay. I'm gonna keep moving a little bit, little by little. Like, how bright is it here in this kind of?
Where you are now is still extremely dark, but you can see a light at the end of the tunnel. There is definitely light emanating in, and there is definitely further ahead a cave exit.
Okay, so yeah, it's a good thing I'm still an octopus. A little bit of dark vision might assist to a degree. Yeah, I'm gonna move a little bit, little by little, kind of taking in. So the further that I get, I can't really converse with Kovac.
But so you're leaving my ability to see you and are basically going downstream.
A little bit.
When I lose sight of her, I will surface.
The area around you is still very rocky, although it does seem to be a lot less volcanic, and seems a little bit more soil here. Occasionally you do see little trickles of water flowing off to the sides that seem to go into other pockets of water somewhere else in the caverns, but they're not big enough for you to move through. As you move further down, though, you can see that the ground starts to give way from soil to more of a sandy topsoil.
In octopus form, if I can then see Kovac, it's one of those things that if Kovac can see me, obviously they might be able to do the quick ping if they've got the message spell.
I do at the moment. Yes, actually. So I'll surface.
Yeah. Cool. And I'll just be like, yeah. I don't know Kovac's surface, so I am gonna keep moving.
As you're moving away, as you're kind of nearing the edge of the message range, I will just pull forth a wand and whisper into it. Sam, don't go too far. I think now that we've found air, we should return and inform the others. You can reply to this message.
You'll hear back. I have a feeling I might know where this ends up. I really want to confirm it. This could be how the bad guy got in, or how the original speakers were getting in. It's just too many letters and numbers, and they're probably letters and numbers. What is?
We shouldn't split up. I'll come with you, and then I will begin to walk downstream.
Cool. I'm still octopus.
Alright.
Because I have a swim speed of 30 feet.
As you make it further down the stream, you can see that it does definitely break out into daylight, and you can hear now the sound of a waterfall. You are correct, it does open up to the waterfall at the side of the mountain.
Cool. Once I've been able to kind of like confirm that it's waterfall related, I'm much happier to go back. Kovac, while we're here, did you want to have a quick look around the upside water area to see if anyone's dropped anything, to see if they come this direction that might confirm what's come through here, or if this is literally just another route? Like, you know, some people might use this as a hidey thing.
That is a good point. I'm going to. So I'll walk down to near the top of the waterfall, and we'll basically do a slow, more methodical pass of everything, looking for evidence of not natural activity, like footprints off to the side, scrapes in the stone, things left behind, things like that.
Roll me a perception. Sorry,
Okay.
investigation actually, because you were looking.
Yes, I'm investigating. Natural 20 for 28.
Very nice.
Girl,
Damn.
got some good eyes.
On the edge of the cave, you do not see much. Sorry, the edge of the waterfall, you do not see much. As you move further back, though, and the ground becomes a bit more rocky and a bit more solid, and a little bit less touched by nature, you do make out a few footprints that have managed to survive. Some of them seem considerably older than others.
Interesting.
There are two distinct sets of prints. One
Are they somewhere else on
matches
this map,
very
by the way?
similar in
Oh, they
shape
are.
and
Whoops.
form to
Didn't realize that's not.
Storms. The
Oh.
other is strange and different. It seems to have 3 clawed toes at the front and a 4th toe at the back of the heel that has a claw that not a claw, sorry, a talon that digs quite deep into it, and that's where the impression is being mostly left.
I'm just
And-
double checking. The demons had hooves, didn't they? The things we've been fighting had hooves.
You haven't really been able to get a good look at their feet too much.
True.
The one that you did get a look at did have hooves, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Is the clawed one the one that's older?
No, it is the newer one.
Interesting.
The one that seems to bear the resemblance of Storms is considerably older.
And it seems just like generic cat, or specifically Storm?
Similar to Storms.
Okay.
So you've seen distinct physical differences of the females of her race versus the males, in physical size and body shape, and there is a distinct difference in their paws as well.
Okay. I will
So it's a more
pause.
feminine creature
Mm.
of the island.
I'm going to pause and make a note of the pause. I'm going to sketch the shape, record all of my observations, and then I will continue my pass and meet back up with Sam.
Oh god! Don't mind me. I accidentally opened something on my computer. It made noise or something. Oh boy.
So while Kovac has been checking that out, I wanted to double check. The water in here, is it flowing in towards that pool that we came out of, or is it flowing from the pool down and out back towards the waterfall?
Throwing from the pool out.
Because I was going to say, if it's the other way around, this might... I'll still probably have mentioned this to Kovac. Like, potentially whatever that formation is down there could have been something dropped from up here, from that pool. It went down and found its way and nestled. So it could have been planted there. It's a theory.
It is also quite likely that formation is responsible for producing water, because there is no flow for water to be coming from into this network. However, a waterfall is perpetually flowing.
Oh yeah, shit.
Where else would the water be coming from if not from there?
Hey, guess what? We're above water. Do you want to cast Detect Magic before we go back down there?
Yes, I would. I'll take 10. I will cast Detect Magic.
Immediate response.
Because I know like, oh yeah, I know that she'll have this. I'm still an octopus. I don't want to pop out and back in because I don't have to. So yeah, if that's what that is, yeah, leave that the fuck alone.
Yes. All good. I will take the time to ritual cast Detect Magic, and then we can go back in and return to the party. But I'll pause at the formation and get more information from it.
Okay,
hopefully.
so you're making your way back through.
Yep.
When you make your way to it, you can definitely see that there is a magical aura coming off it. It is
Blinded.
raw, natural magic. It does not have a school of magic to it.
Okay.
That's cool. Though.
It is just pure magical energy. Similar to that you would get off Arcanium, but this seems, rather than contained, it seems to be free-flowing out of it.
One thing that also while Kovac's doing that is what I want to check is, does this seem like it's harming the area around it? Because of course we've had the other Arcanium previously, which is like that's been used in a bad way. Is this then, feels like it's the opposite?
No, it seems to be perfectly at equilibrium with the habitat around it.
Cool.
Okay. I am.
Yeah, we leave there to Kovac. Whatever this thing is, if it's what you think it is, we need to leave this the F alone. Like, hands down, we do not mess with this. Sorry, tentacles. Sorry, tentacles down.
Kovac looks over at Sam, and she looks so conflicted.
You just hear, sweetie, I know it's tempting. There's so much here that you could really benefit from. But we need to do other things first. Think of Storm. Come on. And then you'll have like a little tentacle, like 2 tentacles, like really softly, like wrapping around your wrist as if they're trying to lead you backwards away from it. But my strength is really bad, so it's just like... But this is probably the first time that Sam's probably trying to take a moment and like, it's okay. I get this. There's so much vegetation here that I want to bring back with us and check in, but there's a balance in nature and magic. We need to leave this for now. Because we can sneak back later. Your book. Come on, book! Book time! Let's go, book! Just remembering that the book is out there somewhere that she's looking for.
So your answer is, don't steal this thing from the island, steal this other thing.
Because it's not a naturally growing resource.
So
it's growing though. ¿Por qué no las dos? I'm gonna pull a dagger from my boot and cast catapult on it to try and physically chip a piece of the
You're
top
gonna
off
ruin
it.
the ecosystem!
I can cast catapult because it only has somatic components, so I just have to be able to gesture, and the dagger should just be able to like shave off a bit of the top. I'm aiming very carefully.
If I see you doing this, can I try and do a dexterity to try and grab the dagger away? Or like, I don't know, like,
You're not a monk. You can't.
I have to do this. It looks so interesting.
You're just like, oh, yeah, Storm's caught daggers before from the air. I could do it.
It's more there's a dagger. It's more like wrap her around to at least like alter the trajectory. I don't know what I'm trying, but it's like, no, Kovac, no. What's that you've got? A knife, no. Because my tentacles are still wrapped around her wrist, and she'd have to pull a dagger out while I'm still there.
Roll me damage, please.
Okay.
I mean, you don't need to
damage.
roll to hit. It's not moving, so it's.
Okay. Catapult is.
Are you attempting to block this dagger, Sam?
with your body?
Roll me a dexterity
Yeah.
saving throw, please.
Yeah, because in my head, like, there are some flowers and plants that even if you disrupt and take a piece of it, the entire thing crumbles because it's so delicate, and that's what Sam's really worried about. Okay, that's a number.
Instead, Kovac kills Sam. It's fine.
But I get to use the dex of the thingy. So
Mm-hmm.
So that's 12 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
What
What's
how-
your dexterity saving throw?
17.
Sam makes it in between the dagger in time.
So I stab her with the dagger.
How much health does the octopus have?
How much damage did you do?
12.
But I am moving, so we have to make an. Oh, I'm putting myself in the way.
You're deliberately taking the full brunt of it. 3 health. Just thunk.
3 health.
Oh no! Don't tell me it's that weird thing of like I get just in the way and there's enough room as an octopus, but as soon as I bamf out into a halfling, and then I bump into the thing and shatter. No.
No, you just
Please, no.
suddenly occupying a lot more space than you were before. And yes, you probably do get pushed away from the rock, but you do not do damage to it.
I'm going to just not move and just float there for a minute, making Kovac think she's killed me.
I'm.
Roll a deception.
Oh my goodness.
It's for the bit. It's for the bit. Oh, that's enough. Oh wait, no, I get to re-roll those.
Oh, we have a hydrate from Uber Widget.
It's a 3.
Thank you, Uber.
What is it? It's a deception. Where's deception? Oh, that's still a 1. I have a -2 to deception. The dice knew it was meant to be a 1.
You're like
The dice
laying there
knew
like,
it was meant to be a-
but like, because you're in the water, you're like still
Yeah.
very obviously breathing,
Yeah, well, I can't
No.
breathe. I'm
or trying not to
underwater.
breathe. Sorry, yes.
Yeah.
It
Like
is.
holding your breath.
It is physically impossible for me not to notice that you're faking.
Oh yeah, hands down, because my eyes are like solidly trained. No matter how I'm floating or moving, and my eyes are just locked on you.
So I'm gonna see that and go, oh no, she can't breathe underwater, but I can. So I'm going to grab her and begin moving as fast as I can out of the water so that she can breathe.
Or
And-
you'll suddenly see just a thrown halfling just been like, "Ugh."
And
I'll try and snap off a piece of orichalcum as we move. No, I can't.
my first aid training says don't remove the blade, but how sus is it gonna look that the two of us went in and then I come back out and she's been stabbed with my dagger?
Zoe, it was bludgeoning damage. So you've hit Sam with like the handle of the dagger.
Oh, wait, yeah, I took damage overall. How much? You did 12 damage -3. I took 9. Okay.
Sam, can you please make me a
Mhm.
Constitution saving throw?
Yes.
Because it is quite a bit of a distance for you to drag Sam's body through the water.
Well, it's a good thing that I rolled a 19, so
Okay.
that makes it a 20.
You managed to hold your breath long enough that Kovac is able to get to the climb. I will need another Constitution saving throw to
Yeah.
see if you can hold your breath long
mean,
enough.
I have one more
To
wild
get-
check I
survive
could
the
use,
climb.
but that's not the point.
So, what do you think they're finding down there, Mug?
Hard to
Mind
say.
you, at this point, they've been gone for about 20, 30 minutes.
Is it reading?
What is that?
No.
That's because it's blood. 1 second.
No,
Just-
can't
1
see.
second.
Just
No,
tell
it's
us.
not focus in it.
Natural
Oh.
20.
You're
All of
alive
that
still.
for such a little thing. Yeah,
And
20,
Sam's head
21
suddenly
overall.
breaks through the water. You gasp for air. You were on your last legs of being able to hold your breath.
Kovac stabbed me.
I did not.
She has been
Kovac,
tainted
what
by
did you
these
do?
blows.
Immediate betrayal.
I surface a second afterwards and just exclaim, "I did not!"
What
to be
did
fair,
you
I just got in
do?
the way of I just got in the way of her dagger.
What's down there? Who were you attacking?
I was not attacking anyone. I was attempting to collect a sample.
I thought
With a knife.
My spell options are a bit limited underwater, so I was doing my best.
And you missed whatever the sample was and hit Sam.
Oh no, I got in the way deliberately.
She was against the sample collection process, so this is her fault.
Leave the things alone.
I want it! It looks so interesting!
Kovac,
Yes?
remember how we wanted to have an intervention a while back on Thalai? You're rapidly overtaking.
Yes.
Number 2, number.
But we
It
did
is-
find interesting things, like very interesting things. Like
Yes.
she is very correct on that. And we know where this place goes to, so that's neat.
Well,
Oh.
what did you find then?
Tell them all of the things.
Besides stabbing each other.
Kovac explained that we found what we think is probably the source of the ever-flowing water within this place that's naturally
Yes.
growing down there.
It is
And
likely.
and the other entrance, which is by the waterfall. But I don't know what you found up there, so I don't tell them that part.
I also found evidence of activity. Some kind of a taloned creature that has been through there surprisingly recently.
Wait,
And I will-
Talons?
I will show you all the sketch of the claw impression I saw in the sand.
I'm gonna have a look at it anyway, just in case it might be a nature thing. If it's claws, I know many. Obviously, they've got the lizards here, which have got like the claws and things. But yeah, if that's alright, I'll have a look. But I don't know if is Storm around?
Nope.
She's still.
Oh, she's still with Papa. We may want to show
Daddy!
to Storm. My initial check though is for nature. If it's going to be anything in nature. 15 plus 7. 22.
And what are you trying to find out at it?
The clawed mark, because I know that I've seen various new animals. Like you've got the dodos, who of course got claws. So talons. You've got the komodos and things like that. I'm trying to see if it matches up to potentially an animal print. Because I know that I have seen odd things here, or if it's a bit more like, oh no, this was on 2 legs potentially.
Looking
As
at
opposed to a bird on 4 legs?
Shut up.
looking at the distance between it, the creature had to have been roughly human in size, so around about 5 to 6 foot tall, by the spacing of the front claws to the back claws. That, or it has abnormally long legs. Sorry, feet pads. You would probably recognize it from some of your schooling at Xel'nari as not necessarily specifically, but it matches that of the traits of several other demonic creatures.
Hmm.
Do you think someone on this island is in cahoots with demons?
What
Did
makes...
the print? Oh, unless wait, was the speaker a woman? No, it was not.
No.
The last speaker, that was more of a male cat, if I remember correctly.
Oh, sorry, were
Hey.
you after the feline prince? I thought you were after the
No,
talon
I
prince.
was looking at the demonic one.
No,
I know
yes,
that
yes.
Kovac mentioned there was
Yeah.
female, like feminine, more feminine, feline print. So my brain was just like, could this have been a section where, if it was masquerading as the speaker, goes from one shape to the other shape, or if it was distinctly, no, they were there more at the same. But yeah, if that's demonic, then it could very much be. Yeah.
Where did you
as
find these prints?
I explained the path we took to get to where we were, and say it was off to one side of the water flow that leads into the waterfall.
Storm.
Oh wait, no, you said
Storm's
that.
not there. Yeah.
You said that both of the prints were not there at the same time. The talons
Hmm.
were much newer.
Yes.
So yes, it could. This could be how, as I said, the demon got in and killed the speaker.
That
with
would
the body being where it is.
that would make sense.
Although it doesn't. Part of me is then one. No. Yeah. No. Sorry, Sam and me are doing overthinking. Like, obviously, if a demon went past this water source, would they not wanted to corrupt it? However, if they wanted to keep up the masquerade, they probably would have wanted to leave it well alone.
There is the
Or they were
big
using it for
question.
something else.
So we are the reason that the demon was able to exist is because it had weakened the djinn. But how did the demon get here? Past the magical barriers which keep it away from the world. So it's a bit of a
How have they-
catch-22.
How have they been getting into everything else?
Well, the other ones you can walk. It's a landmass.
Yeah. But they have to have taken over as someone already there, or
Well, didn't Storm mention that other people have landed on this island from time to time and survived, but then been killed by the inhabitants?
I believe so. Yes.
I mean, that's
There
what
was Barda, but that was the exception.
No, there
I think
were
there were
others in the
others.
past as well. Storm talked about how
How-
others ended up being on this island by happenstance and they get killed.
Mm.
So it's quite possible that they
Hmm.
just kept on sending.
How
demons here
old
for one
were the
got
prints?
The-
Are you talking months, weeks, days, years?
I doubt I could be that accurate. Or could I, Ash? I did roll a nat 20.
Hydrate.
I'll get you to roll me a separate investigation on top of that. to
Okay.
See how accurate you can be with it.
9.
Come- You are my precious. That is an 18.
Okay.
Still pretty good.
The demonic prints look to be probably within the last decade, potentially.
Hmm.
Whereas the feline prints were more over multiple passings have been ingrained into the rock itself, and possibly more several decades.
So the prince
Okay.
could have been Storm's mother. But if this demon was here for years, was it here before Storm left?
Quite possibly. She spent 3 years training with us at the Xel'nari, and I believe
Cool.
there was
4 years.
4. Okay. So it's possible. Perhaps we can ask if she noted a change in the speaker's behavior prior to her departure.
Well, the body of the speaker hasn't been here for 3 years, has it? Doesn't decompose that far.
It is extremely warm in here. I believe that such extreme heat over such a long time would produce an effect similar to the production of jerky.
I didn't need that visual in my head.
Look,
Delicious cat jerky.
it's entirely likely that there is some kind of like like spoken of murder in Tanzanite history. That oh no, someone got tossed in the jerky oven for an evening and came out all mummified. I don't know.
For those who know Storm better, when did her mother pass?
I don't actually know. She's never really.
So Storm hasn't talked about her past that much.
Not especially
Yeah.
no.
There is a point of relevance if her mother passing may have been after this demon came to the island.
Hmm.
That could lead to troublesome things.
You are correct. I will review my records.
I think we need to talk to Storm.
And we also need to see or discuss how we are going to approach the rest of the people.
I encourage academia, regardless of the choice made by Storm. These people deserve to know the truth about the wider world.
Oh, no, I meant on a more fundamental level.
Ah.
When we walk back into the cave with the rest of the temple.
Nope, we lost us for a second.
No, I'm back. Sorry.
You're a bick.
Well, we will be hovering the mummified husk of their dead speaker along with us, so the evidence should be quite self-explanatory.
But what do we say? How much do we say?
Is there a need to hold back?
Do we need to tell them that their god was not a god as such? That their god had mortal relations with their previous speaker?
I think we leave that pit to Storm. That's pretty much what he was talking about anyway.
Yeah. I agree.
That's her story.
Yeah.
Shall we continue this conversation with Storm?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you might want to show her the formation as well. Did you take a thingy of it? Sketch of it? I can't remember.
So rough.
I will do so now. And so as we're walking back, I will sketch out the petrified coral formation.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing nodding and smiling along with the sketching won't constitute a help action.
I think the only person who can help with nodding and smiling is me, because I was actually there.
Yeah.
I'll assist Kovac in kind of getting how it was from when I was down there as well.
Yep.
I would like to take a drink from the fresh water because it's really nice and cool and refreshing.
It is very nice and cool.
I
Very refreshing.
probably assumed we would have
Constitution saving.
Yeah, like the
over
entire
the last
time.
20 minutes.
The entire time, I've just been drinking the water like because it's too
That's
hot.
right. My thing hasn't been slurping, so I think we're good.
Yeah, either drinking the water or just literally getting cupfuls of water and just pouring it down on me because to cool me down.
It's so hot.
Valid.
Whereas the water is nearly the perfect temperature for me. Could be a little bit colder.
Prestidigitation.
All right. In the meantime, Storm, you have been left with your father.
Daddy.
No, Daddy.
Father.
You're the one who started this at this time, Zoe. Is all I'm saying is you started this one.
Stop! Cease!
Desist.
Bonk horny jail.
Okay. Okay, I need to hide the chat because y'all are gonna make daddy jokes and I need to not be able to see them. Right, so
He seems to have returned to the center of the cave, levitated up into the air slightly, and gone into a semi-meditative state. But he does seem to be willing to respond.
she sits on the altar for a minute and just like watches him, like, curiously for a bit. If anything, probably making him mildly uncomfortable because she's just staring at him.
After a few minutes of staring, without changing his state in any way, shape, or form, he mutters, "You have further questions?"
Yeah. Yeah, I have so many questions. I mean, well, okay. First of all, no, I don't want the answer to that question. Never mind. I don't want to think about it. Let me see. What was she like?
Your mother?
Yeah.
Truly at one with the wind. I am a being of the winds, but she flowed with them in an unnatural way, a peaceful way. It was like nothing I had ever seen before in another mortal.
Did you love her?
Of course I did.
Yes, Fidget, what is it? She's just sitting there like,
Mom? Hi? Mom?
Well,
so what Storm's doing to her dad right now?
pretty much.
whilst us Jinn covet power above all others, we are not above seeking the comfort of others, especially those who seem to be attuned with our natural being.
Okay. Well... Okay. Did I get my natural skills from her or from you?
From what the speaker has told me, you definitely got her mischievous behavior.
I
A
don't
number
know
of
what
her
you're talking
skills.
about.
But a number of your natural talents came from me. Your ability to manipulate the winds from me.
Okay, okay. That kind of makes sense. It was a little bit strange that nobody else around here seemed to understand how to make the wind move, but I could just do it. You know? Just like...
And she just like made little tornadoes in her hands.
I'm not sure if she taught you it or if you were born naturally knowing, but you know the primordial languages. The language of the elements.
Oh yeah! No, Mama never did teach me this one. I just talked to a kraken one time and realized I could do it.
At this, from what you can kind of gather, that him being a form of storm and energy, and you kind of get the gist of an eyebrow raise.
Okay, so there was this really big flash of light in the water at some point. We saw it off into the distance. We were like, oh, that looks suspicious. Maybe there might be danger and trouble. We didn't think anything of it. It was so far away. It was fine. Except that when we were sailing, we managed to come across Kraken because Kraken apparently was disturbed from nest with their little young'uns. And at first we were just like, oh, this is big scary creature. We better get it to go away. I may have blown it up a little bit, but it got really mad and projected its voice into my head, and I could understand it. So I was like, oh, hello! We are sorry, please leave us alone. We will not kill you if you don't kill us. And it went away.
That is a most peculiar tale. I imagine you have many tales like this.
Now that you mention it, I have been on quite the adventure. You know, there was this really weird, like... I want to say shadow on wheels. It left tracks behind, but we have no idea what it was, but it left destruction in its wake. It just passed through.
Hmm. It is not something that existed back in might,
It was spooky.
flowing through the land.
I have also discovered a really, really, really big enjoyment in fireworks.
This does not surprise me. As I said, you got your mother's mischievous behavior.
She was only a little bit rebellious.
Then you did not quite know her like I did.
Well, I
You'd hope
was not very old when she passed. I only remember a little bit.
She had to be a different person among us.
She was not that stuffy when she was with me. We would read books together and go for adventures in the forest.
Tell us, does our cabin still exist?
Oh, as far as I know, yeah. It sits in the forest where you left it. Well,
It's
where
been
she
some
left it.
time since I have been there.
It has been some time since I have been there too. I was on my way there when the others found us.
Perhaps I shall make my way there one last time before I depart from this room.
Oh, can you take us with you? Is that possible?
Yes, I believe so.
It would be most convenient. And probably very confusing for the rest of the people. But that's okay, we can explain it to them later. Oh wait, I
No.
need to go talk to them.
When you return with your friends, allow me. Tell me, and I will transport us there.
Hmm. How long of a walk is it from her cabin to the village?
About half an hour to, well, from your cabin to the village.
Yeah.
A few hours.
Yeah, that's what I
It's a
thought.
good walk.
But the village to the temple is not far.
No, about half an hour to 45 minutes, depending on which way you take.
Okay.
Atwa? Oh wait, or do I call you Papa now? That is kind of strange. I'm a little bit confused.
Which would you prefer?
Well, technically we have only just met. So, although I know that you are Atwa, and I also know that you are Papa, it is of the same... I did not have a person to attach to either of these titles before. So, it doesn't really make a difference, I guess.
Whichever you choose. It matters to me not.
Okay, I'll see how I feel then. There is... Okay, but I was going to say that I will take my friends and we will go talk to the village and we will come back and then you can take us to the hut. Is this possible?
I could take you to the hut and then to the village.
Oh, well that is even more better. I like that. Can we do that? I miss...
It'd
miss
be
it.
good for me to walk amongst them again.
You know, I think it will make talking to them easier if you are there. They might believe our story just a little bit more. I wish to tell the people of what has happened here.
And top hat just fell off the shelf.
That's my top hat.
It is not wise for me to speak to them about that decision. I will not influence their decision.
No, but I can speak to them. If you are there, they can at least see your existence and your power before you disappear. Would it not be nice to say your farewells, so to speak?
At this, his form starts to change. He shrinks down in size to roughly about a foot taller than yourself. And solidifies where he was semi-transparent before. He becomes a bit more solid, and fur sprouts from him. As his form fully shifts, he looks almost like an albino Leonin.
Oh.
His fur is almost pure white. He's definitely similar in nature to some of the speakers that have come before. He's obviously shaped his form to match that. He kind of spins on the spot for a moment and goes, "How do I look?"
She like jumps up because before she was sitting, she jumps up, like kind of like hands and feet on the thing. Goes,
It is amazing!
and then she like leaps up and like wanders around him, does circles around him, inspecting him. Goes, and like at some points like pokes him and picks up his tail and like flicks his whiskers.
Oh, were you always able to do this? Is this how you seduced my mother? Don't answer that question, I don't want to know. It is good, it is good. Wait, but who are you supposed to be?
I will pick a name. It will come to me.
Okay. Otherwise, if you do not tell me, I will pick one for you.
This could be amusing. Yes, you decide.
Oh. I will call you. Let me see.
And she like does circles around him again. This time like actually like observing him and this thing.
Let's see. You are white like snow, but also white like a feather. But it might not work if I am Feather on the Wind. So, you cannot be Feather on the Wind. This is my name. So what shall we call you today? I think you can be...
And as we come in, Snowflake! No. Sorry.
Derailed my train of thought, damn it.
You can call
I've
him.
got a good name.
You can call him Flurry.
No, you should
Oh,
call him
that's
Blizzard.
good.
It's like Storm, but bigger.
How about a tall glass of milk? We've all been there for like 10 minutes now, just watching this. We've not been there.
Oh god damn it, I just lost my
Sorry.
absolute train. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
A name for your daddy.
Oh yeah. I get to name my daddy. This is weird, but okay.
But I have the storm.
That's actually pretty good.
Better.
Yeah. No, you know what? Yeah, I like that one. I actually, yeah, that's pretty cool.
So his name's I?
Well, Storm, I guess.
So we really need to make sure we don't have subtitles in other languages, otherwise it's literally I puppy.
Oh no! Instant dismissal. Betrayal.
Actually, Tempest isn't bad. The name from the chat.
Ooh, Tempest.
Okay.
And because he's a god, he could just literally just be Tempest.
True.
I like that.
You are also, though, of the wind and the storm, so we cannot just call you something like snow. There is Blizzard, but Blizzard is kind of a boring name. I don't like it. It sounds kind of too harsh. Let's see. There is also... Well, you cannot have Storm. That is my name. Well, not here it's not, but my friends all call me Storm. So it would get very confusing if you were also Storm. Okay. We cannot call you Fluffy White because although I would love that, it would be highly entertaining. I don't think anyone would appreciate it other than me. Let me see. I know. We will call you Tempest Snow. Is this okay?
Temp. Yes, I like.
Tempest Snow is very descriptive of you, both physically and inside.
Very well, then that should be my name.
Now, which one do you prefer for short? Tempest or Snow?
Tempest, of course.
Okay. And she like claps her hands and jumps up and is all excited. So, and she bows. Tempest? Should I go get the others?
Yes.
And she
It
like
is probably wise that you spend as much time as possible speaking with those of the village, if you were to make your choice in time.
She sobers up quite a bit and she goes,
Yeah, I think it is important that they understand their situation so that they can make an informed decision. I think they need to understand the world that is around them, because your power will not last forever, even if it does last a long time. They are falling behind. They may live in paradise, but at what cost for the future? I hope to talk to them and maybe they will understand. I just worry about the future of the people. They may be safe and well now, but what about future generations? They need to learn to be strong so they can face the world. They need to learn to be strong on their own.
Perhaps you are right. I have kept them safe for long enough. But ultimately now it is their decision to make.
That is correct. It
Tell
is
them whatever truths you deem safe, acceptable. I leave this to you.
I will tell them the truth.
To me, they have always been little more than pawns in a game. To you, they are family.
I won't tell them that.
He thinks for a moment. Perhaps that is wise.
Yes.
I will leave those truths to you too.
I understand. Okay, I will be back. You wait here. Don't go anywhere.
I do not plan on ascending just yet.
Good, because I only just met you. I have things I still wish to talk to you about. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Bye!
and she like runs off to find the others. Like runs off into the hallway here. I don't know at what point this is, but you know.
It'd be... You would probably be running into them as they were just leaving the right arm, rather than near the entrance.
So I'd
Okay.
probably meet them more like over here.
Yeah.
Also, Sam got left behind again.
I
One
guess it,
second, I can fix that. I'm paying attention. Oh, wrong.
Both
sound.
Sams got left behind.
Oh, and me! I'm still in the thingy. I'm still in the tunnel. Sorry, I'll be with Kovac. We're going over the drawings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm still ignoring that chat. I'm too afraid to look at it.
It's gonna be great when you do.
Oh my god.
This is so much content.
She like runs down the hallway going,
Kovac, Sam, Thalai, Mog, Sam, other Sam, Kovac.
I expected you to say Thog.
I was going to say, not
This dog's not here.
Once we're
Yes?
here, it'll be like, yeah.
Where do you need to
yeah,
go?
drawing.
Have you talked about what you need to talk about?
Oh, hi guys. No, that is definitely not. But we are limited on time, so we need to do things quickly. Are you ready to go? What are you doing here?
We were investigating the path to the right. We have
Oh.
located. We have located the corpse of the original former speaker.
We're planning on bringing it with us so they can get a
Oh.
decent burial.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yes, he has been very thoroughly mummified by the heat.
To a degree preserved.
I
But
think that
not-
people will want to bury him.
We might have worked out where and how it got in.
Indeed, as well as discovering a source of infinite water.
Potential infinite water, yeah. As well, that's what we assume it is. We still haven't had exact confirmation, but... And it looks kind of like this. We'll show the image of...
I would also like to look at the image of it because description is one thing, actually looking at it's another thing.
Yes.
Looking
Look at
at
this.
Thalai, there's something nagging at the back of your brain. You've definitely seen something like it
The
before.
crystal?
Mm-hmm.
The crystalline formation. It wasn't like a one crystal, it was like... a bunch of stuff.
Can I try and remember what it is?
You have a book with detailed descriptions of a number of these things.
Well, you can do a history check to see if he remembers what page
Yeah.
it was at.
With that in mind, I'm going to quickly take that book out and flick through till I find out what section it is.
Does Storm also recognize the imagery?
No,
And
not something you've seen before.
has Mug heard stories about crazy crystal things?
No, you would not have heard about this.
Yep, so I've got that book out and I'm just flicking through it really quick. I don't have the document of, I'm assuming, that book that you sent me. Sorry, Ash.
I will send you the relevant. There you go.
Yep, just waiting for the message to load. Come on. Oh. That's... Okay.
You having a moment there, bud?
Yeah, I think I know what that is. It's,
Yes.
Arambarium.
I beg your pardon?
It's Arambarium. Arambarium. It's not known where they're from, but they have incredible amplification powers and strengthens any enchantment upon it. And it was used in the forging of blades that slayed Asgarin. Asgarin?
Asgardin.
Asgarin.
So it's not the source of infinite water?
If it was enchanted to be a source of infinite water, that would make the enchantment that much more powerful.
Ah.
So that's probably what is going on down as an assumption.
Kovac is going to look down at Sam, and there is visible disappointment on her face.
But at the same
Here, look, a bit more information is always useful on what these things are. Before you
Kovac,
throw a dagger at it.
Yes?
Just say that out loud.
What is Sam talking about?
Nothing. Shall we
Moving on.
move on?
Yes, I agree.
Oh, was
Have-
that the rock thing that Korvek tried to throw a dagger at to get the chip off?
Yeah.
Ah. That you jumped in the way of because you didn't believe that Korvek should be destroying anything to take a sample of.
Coffee.
Potentially destroying.
It wasn't. She wasn't. She was aiming very carefully. I was just overly worried.
I wasn't being. I was not being destructive. I was acquiring a sample by.
They are
most
not. They are not
eff-
mutually
effective means.
exclusive.
Kovac, just remember, I'm counting the books, and this one will be a single page out of one. It's just a sample.
That is not remotely similar to how that works.
Oh no, but it is glorious, and I will help to make it happen.
I mean, does an object that's been enchanted still count as being enchanted if the object is damaged and changed its fundamental form? Which means if the object is broken, then the enchantment no longer holds.
Ash, did my assessment of the object make it look like it was holding an enchantment?
No. You weren't really able to identify exactly. As I said, it was unnatural raw magic coming off it, which could just be its own production.
So it in its raw natural state just happens to be doing this.
To emanate magic. You don't know if it is producing water or not. You don't know if you didn't look closely enough to find other sources of water coming into that area or not. It was super freezing the water around it.
Yeah.
Can we take the time for me to, in a non-harmful way, investigate further? It will take me 10 more minutes.
Kovac, we do not
Yes?
have time for this.
I'm
rest-
extremely curious.
I don't care about your curiosity now. The fate of my people is at hand here.
We'll deal with this first, and then we can come back. Maybe.
The island
This is
and the caverns will be here once he is gone. But once he is gone, we don't have time to make a decision anymore. We need to go talk to my people.
acceptable. Very well.
And you hear in your head, we still got to find that book.
Book?
No,
So
that
in
was
Kovac's head.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, because... Excuse me?
I'm not talking about that to you.
I
Okay.
know that thing exists.
I
Let
have an
us-
idea of exactly where it is, too.
Yeah, well, when those worlds collide, we might actually be like, oh, she's actually going to be like, oh, I can help.
Let us depart.
Right, this way. Let's go back to... Oh, there are introductions that have to be made. Let us go see Atua.
Haven't we already
Alright.
met him?
Oh no, you don't understand. You will see soon. Come on. And she like runs ahead and just like she trots ahead a little bit and then waits and is like, come on, come on, come on, and trots ahead a bit and then goes, come on.
Okay. We follow.
Right. You head back in and find him this time sitting upon the altar itself in a meditative state.
And she like wanders over
There
to him.
is
Sorry.
an
go.
almost slight glow to his white fur.
And she just
Other
like
than
goes,
that, he looks Leonin.
everybody meet Tempest Snow.
Neat. Where's a tour?
Tempest Snow.
Hmm.
Do your
Is
people
this-
know what snow is?
Huh?
Do your people know what snow is? Doesn't feel like you get snow on this island.
Oh.
Yes, but when you say it with jazz hands, everyone understands.
Is this illusory or transformative?
Transformative. I am capable of changing my shape at will.
Oh yeah, sorry, this is Atua.
I gather.
Thank you
think
for
they
answering my
understood
question.
Impressive.
So, you want to speak to the people?
Atwa is going to take us first somewhere else. If you don't mind. It would mean a lot to me.
Where else?
Home.
Barda?
Oh, maybe! Maybe. No, that's not possible. No, just home.
Who is this bard?
Oh, did I not tell you of... well, you see... please don't be angry, okay?
This gives me reason to think I will.
Now that I think about it, knowing exactly who you are, and that you were looking for me and very upset that I left the island, please don't be mad. She is a very lovely woman and she looked after me very well.
If she has taken care of you, I have no reason to be mad.
Yes, but
She
she is also the reason I left.
Perhaps. But I feel a part of that was yourself.
This is true. It was my decision. I was not coerced to leave. I chose to leave, but just don't be mad at her. She is very strong and virtuous woman. I look up to her a lot. After Mama left, I had only the monks and they were not very nice. But I did have the village, but I was not allowed to go there too often. They got all mad at me because they're like, no, you need to practice, you need to train, you need to blah 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 blah. So, you know, she very important to me. She taught me many things. She taught me common.
Mug will use minor illusion to create image of Barda.
As I said, if she has taken care of you, then she is to be thanked, not to be hated. She was able to do something that I was not, despite all my powers.
It is okay. I was not unhappy.
And
Oh,
then
well.
Storm met this lot of interesting people and was even happier.
Oh yeah. I guess you could say this is my new family.
And he looks over you all. And if any of them was to hurt you, I would end their existence. And
That's
smiles.
that's great. We'd do the same.
Fantastic. Then we are on the same plane.
Storm's just like, I don't know how to deal with this.
No. Shall we be off?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do we need to take anything from in here?
Did we already gather up all that was left of the demon?
There was not much left of it.
Yeah,
A
just
pile of
dust
black ash.
shards and stuff. But was there a
Mm.
talisman like the other ones?
Yes, the black stone.
Okay, and we've grabbed that?
Okay.
So, do you know what you want to do to explain to the people of this island?
I will figure it out. But I have one question. Hey, Papa. Do you know anything about the rock under the water?
What rock under the water?
Drawing.
A number of rocks underwater.
That
This is
one.
an
Apparently it's magical and has water coming from it.
island.
It's apparently Arumbarium.
Ah. Interesting.
So this would not be something that you've put in place?
Not something I have put in place, no. It is unknown how it forms. Most
Is it
curious.
is it responsible for the ever-flowing water?
No, that is partially my doing, and partially that of the island itself.
Interesting.
Kovac. Kovac
would-
disappearing immediately to go get some. Interesting.
One moment, please.
Would
Is
would you object to us taking some?
Of
I
course not.
think wait, Kovac,
Kovac.
Kovac. I think we need to ask the island itself. Nobody knows where it comes from, and it is growing from the island. Is it not?
Yes.
It is possible it could be a part of the island. And do not forget the island here lives.
Yes.
It is
My
a
little feather is
creature
correct.
of existence. It has thought and feeling.
This is not something of Vanua. This is something else. I am actually unsure how it is formed. This knowledge is beyond myself. But the water source is a creation of Vanua. So you need not worry about it.
We
That
must.
is good.
I would like to just make sure that Wenua will be okay. That we will not be hurting them.
And who is Wanua?
The island.
The island has a name and feels pain.
Of course.
The island here lives.
Could you elaborate?
Have you
Ah,
never
you were not
wondered?
aware.
It moved. Have you not wondered how it moves through the water?
Yes,
Surely
I have.
that is magic, like the storms.
No. Well, I mean, I guess it is a kind of magic.
My power is great, but even I cannot shift entire islands. Not of this magnitude. No, Vanua is an ancient being.
A creature?
Of course.
Yeah. It is
A
living.
lo-
We are all here looking after the island.
A large water creature able to travel around with an island on its back. What if the creature ever chose to dive?
It would take us with us.
Vanua has not dived in centuries. I doubt they would now.
Is it a living creature?
Of course.
Yeah.
If it is a living creature the size of the island, how much must it eat?
That is an excellent question.
You know, it is something I've never asked it.
Oh, it speaks?
To those who listen.
Ooh.
It is not very common for one to hear the voice of Wenua. But if you listen, it is said you can hear it on the wind.
How vague?
I believe you mortals call it primordial. The language of the elements.
And where could one go to best converse with Winnowa?
To the peak of the island, of course.
Don't
Get
worry,
close to the head.
I know where that is.
All right.
We can go there. If Wenua says it is okay, then I am okay with you taking some. But we need to ask permission first.
I shall do so.
Can you speak primordial?
I can understand it in a pinch.
Oh wait, I can speak primordial.
And tomorrow, I can speak primordial.
Oh, that is ominous.
Well, I spoke cat earlier today. Oh, sorry, yesterday.
Oh yeah, you did. It's a little bit weird.
Hmm.
It feels like those pronunciations should not be able to come out of your mouth.
Yeah, something about the tongue. It needs to be a different shape.
And the snout. You don't have enough length in your snoot.
Not sure how to reply to that one.
It's the sounds.
Hmm.
It was very entertaining, I'm not going to lie.
But, So tomorrow, we can see about speaking with the island. We can see about
Well, it's
the
only about
materials.
midday today, isn't it? At the moment?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Bit after
My-
midday.
My suggestion would be first to talk with the monks in the temple, get them on board with whatever path we decide to take, and talk to. Actually, I've forgotten the name of your dad already.
Tempest
So
or
let-
Atua?
Tempest Storm. I remember the snow part. Tempest Snow. Tempest Snow, are you going to be around until tomorrow, or are you leaving immediately?
I will be here for 2 days.
So is that 2 days or 2 day?
2 days.
And how were we traveling to your home? Was it on foot?
Atua said he would take us there.
On foot. I am a djinn of the winds. I do not walk anywhere.
Can you make us fly? Because that would be fucking cool.
Yes, I can, but we are under several thousand feet of stone. I do not think it wise to fly.
I'm fine with walking, thank you. I prefer not to fly.
Oh no. If we're able to fly, I tell you what, we'll make some wooden skis for you. I'll hold onto a rope and we can like ground ski across the island. That'll be mint.
Cross country.
Across the beach, down the beach, flying along like it's like parasailing but in reverse.
I don't see how that would be entertaining. Just sailing on flat ground or in water, that doesn't seem like it'd be a fun sport at all.
It'd be entertaining for me because at some point you would fall over and then it'd just be dragging you along the sand.
This is not encouraging me. This is only discouraging me.
How did we? Was it subtle wing that got
Let
us
you in?
down here?
Yes.
What did he actually do? Was it a magical
He-
ability, or was it just a?
He simply told you to touch a pedestal.
Okay. Was
He-
there a corresponding pedestal on the other side when we appeared?
Yes, there was.
Okay.
He didn't come down here though, did he?
No. He was barely willing to let you touch the pedestal.
I believe the term plausible deniability came up.
Yes, yes, yes.
Storm, will the pedestal near where we came in get us back?
I don't know.
She's never been down here before.
This is my first time in here too. Papa?
Yes, I believe that is how they go. But that
Well
is not
then-
how we'll be leaving.
Or do you want to get us straight to the house bypassing the temple?
Normally, I would take the passage through the river and down the waterfall, but the stone has said there is a certain essence of speed and haste to be had.
Yeah. Arcane translocation, of course.
Of sorts. Gather round.
Well, come on, hurry up. Let's go, let's go.
I presume everyone gathers.
Does everyone gather around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the Sams, which
Yeah.
aren't here.
Unfortunately, Sam has had to go, yes.
Oh, another hydrate.
I'm out of liquid. No.
Even your spell.
Yes. Bring my spell book.
He raises his hands for a moment and speaks something quickly in Primordial. Whilst Storm is able to understand it, she also doesn't understand it as it is in magic incantation.
She
a
understands
large-
it in word, not in meaning.
Yes. A large blue runic circle appears below you, another above you. And as he casts, you feel a tugging at your body. And one by one, you see your body stretched out and then break apart into blue particles as you almost evaporate into the air. It happens in blink of an eye, and you feel yourself reappear. You feel the cool air against your face, and you can hear the crashing sounds of waves. As you look about, you are back out on the beach of the island, standing at the front of a small wooden hut nestled away in the side of the jungle. If you were not in this exact location, you would almost miss it. It's hidden so well amongst the trees and foliage.
Storm does a cursory glance around and starts immediately heading towards it.
As you start walking towards it, you hear a, "Oh God!" And something small suddenly rushes out of the bushes and runs inside and slams the door. And there was a Shizou.
Yeah.
Storm immediately then stops and looks horrified.
Did we see whether it was like a furry creature, like a
It
cat?
was about the same size as one of the Sams. It wore a cloak, so you weren't able to identify its figure. But
Oh, God.
it spoke in common. As you pause to contemplate whom it might be,
Can I hazard a guess?
you can hazard a guess.
Pip?
Pip.
Oh! Oh, no! How?
As
The Rock of the Fae.
the door opens and stepping out of it is Barda.
At this,
With
she screams and runs and gives her a leaping hug.
Pip is holding onto the hem of her cloak, standing half behind, half scared, and looks out and then realizes who it is on the other side. And then starts excitedly running around you all like, "Oh my God, you're alive! Oh my God, I haven't seen you in ages! Where have you all been? What the hell? Where are we? What is this place? What's going on? Storm, apparently this is your island!"
Storm has ignored everyone and anything. She has literally just run straight to Barda and giving her the biggest hug.
Barda accepts the embrace in her usual, in front of everyone else I must be cold and stoic, but you can feel that there's a bit of warmth that she would like to show to you.
I feel like she just does like the awkward pat. But Storm knows.
Oh, God. That's...
Just like speaks and then they goes, "Oh, Barda, come on, follow me!" And she like drags her out.
Okay. She follows along, looking over everyone. It is so good to see you all alive and well. Even you, Mug. You are not of my flock, but you have protected them. It is good to see you alive.
I'm bound by contract. I'm a subcontractor with it. For tax purposes, you know. There's a story for how we got here, which is messed up. I'm guessing the story for how you got here is worse.
I would not say worse.
Storm starts dragging her. Come on, this way.
I'll get back to that story.
We can catch up
What is
in
it,
a
Storm?
minute. And she like
What
starts
is it?
pushing from behind. Come on. And she like leads her over to Atua.
What is it?
And then once
And
they're
then
like,
she stops for a moment. Her hand goes to her sword for a moment, but then stops.
and then
It's fine, Barda. This is Daddy Snow.
What? And you can
Storm,
see
like-
the visible look of utter confusion on his face. What?
Storm runs
Mug has
between
a-
them.
Blank.
Runs between them and goes, "Okay, please, Barda, meet."
She like looks around
Atua. And she like whispers, Atua. And then you meet Barda. I mean, Tempest Snow.
A tour, as in...
Tempest Snow.
As in your god. Here in the mortal. At this, she immediately drops down to one knee, bowing to him.
and then Storm like kneels in front of her, like completely like ignoring the gesture.
Goes, and guess what?
What?
Apparently he is my father.
And while you're whispering that to her, he is looking out over amongst the rest of you and goes, "See? That is how you greet a god. That is the correct way. Not blundering into his abode and making accusations."
Storm grabs a bit of sand, wets it with her hand, and just goes piff at him.
It smacks him in the face and drops to the ground, and he blinks for a moment, looks to you.
Has a shit-hitting grin on her face, trying to look innocent.
Where he was previously standing tall and proud, he's just Yes, I am Atua, her god, but most important, yes, her father.
Storm stands up and goes,
And apparently someone needs to learn a little bit of humbleness. But it is okay. You're forgiven for today.
Humbleness is not really in my vocabulary.
I'm given to understand in some cultures there's an individual known as a godfather. I don't believe you fall into that category, though.
Oh,
"Oh my god!"
can we make Tempest Snow a criminal figure? You come to me on the day of Storm's wedding.
Oh god. Also stepping out from inside the cabin is Pilvin.
Captain! I can't follow about this.
And then there is a moment of quiet. Just a moment. Before you hear, "Storm!" And Thog comes just like a brick wall, like
It's
a
okay.
freight train.
Storm
and
has
just
equally
collects
screamed.
her. And just keeps running like a few more paces before like just dropping into the sand on top of her.
While that was occurring, I'd like point out to
That's all.
Tempest Snow that it's not an attack. It's fine. It's safe.
I mean, at the same time, Storm was just screaming "Thug," arms out, and she willingly lets him like crush
It's
her,
safe,
basically.
It's safe. It's safe.
Actually, as soon as you're close to him, Mug,
The safe word is pineapple.
he leans down to you, Mug, and almost whispers in your ear, "Should I be concerned about that?"
I'll just sort of like cross arms and sort of lean back and across and go, "No."
Good.
If anything happens, neither will remember it.
Good. Good. Better that way.
Also, is Subtle here?
No, he's at the temple waiting for
He's
us,
still
isn't he?
back at the temple. You
No, I was
tell
gonna
him that-
say because you've got him here, so I was being
Yeah.
curious.
He's because he was part of the group and moved over.
Yep.
Okay.
All good.
Um,
I was just confused for a second.
Captain Pilvin, is your vessel intact?
All investigations point to definitely not.
Bother.
Hmm.
That is unfortunate.
Then again, I also don't know where it is, so possibly.
Oh, right. I should probably fill you all in. I presume. She turns. But how much have you filled them in on?
Not that much. It's well, I could only really fill them in on what I knew already. Xenophobic, murderous intent, not welcome here, possibly never getting off alive.
Certainly not welcome here twice.
Yes, wasn't exactly how I intended on ending up here. When I followed the compass, I was not expecting to be sucked into a storm and spewed out here again.
Oh,
Not
yeah!
exactly a moment I wish to relive.
Do you still have the compass?
I do, of course.
Oh, good, because I kind of got in trouble for not having it.
And she pulls it out from around her neck and hands it back to you.
She takes it and puts it back on. It is, of course, her most precious possession.
About that, Storm,
Yeah.
we barely made it out alive last time. Now that you're here, although how did you get here? There's
There
lot
was
to
a
talk about.
pyramid and then a storm.
Oh,
I have so many more questions now.
I have incredibly thorough notes. Fear not.
It
Of course
does
you do.
it does involve attacking a foreign ship with furniture.
Yes. Yes, it does.
to be fair, you attacked us first.
Look, let me just say that Kovek's gonna have a lot of paperwork to fill out when we get home.
Yes, and so do you.
Kovek's going to have lots of paperwork to fill out when we get home.
Oh my god. Come inside, come inside. I feel there is a lot to discuss.
But whereabouts on this island are we?
Southern Point. No, South. Wait. It's hard to tell. Let's just say it's the tail end.
Interesting.
There is the beak and the tail, and then there is the left and right, I guess, or the east and west.
You would call this the southwestern side of the island, yes.
I see. You all go ahead. I just need to check on something.
Very well.
You get a stern look from Mug.
And Stondra says, Kovek, I'm counting the books.
So is perfect, counting on a book being here.
So, if people all go inside and leave Kovek alone, do they?
I'm going to send a mental message to Sam to keep an eye on Kovek. So whether they do, I don't know.
I imagine Sam would. More out of curiosity rather than actual wanting to do the right thing.
Okay.
And they do have a wild shape still.
When I believe I'm left alone, I will reach down to the Tome of Misspells and I will tap on it because by kind of triangulation, I figured the book was probably on this side of the island. So I'm going to I'm going to reach out to the book and just ask, how close are we?
Yeah, she's pretty close. You can feel it. She's got to be like somewhere like less than a kilometer. It's got to be real close.
How close do we have to be for confirmation?
I mean, like, I don't have eyeballs, so proximity, 100, less than 100 feet, 10 feet, I don't know.
Okay,
I
and
haven't exactly really, got a science to this thing.
and what direction from here?
From where I'm standing right now, or where you're standing, I should say. Northwestish.
Okay. I'll start by going inside the house then.
As you step inside it, it is not a big place, and it is definitely got a lot more people inside it than would normally be expected. So
It's
it is a
designed
little
for
bit-
like 3 people max.
It's a little bit cozy. I mean, it is. It's not just a single room hut. There is a little alcove to the side where there is a little kitchenette. And then at the back where the seating area is, there's another little alcove up above where there is clearly a bedding area. And then off to another little side is like a little nook, which kind of acts as a bit of a larder and a bit of a storage area as well, where there seems to be a number of different trinkets that have been stored that have probably been washed up on the shore and possibly Storm or Storm's mother have collected over the years. But other than that, the central room itself is not that big. It's enough for you to squeeze into.
I presume that Storm's already filling everyone in. Or mostly
Yeah.
speaking to Barda, but by proximity everyone else would be able to hear.
Pelvin's standing by the door, was more waiting for Kovic to step inside to get a more detailed and more military-like reporting of things that have happened. Pip is kind of just bouncing between everyone excitedly, not knowing really where to start. Thog just is sitting tucked away into a corner, looking just absolutely chaffed. Everyone's back, everyone's safe, so he's just wrapped. He couldn't care less that there probably is no way off the island. He hasn't really come to terms with that yet.
So after yabba yabba dibba dibba ba 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 ba, and just like,
Okay, so and then Atua was talking to us and it said, oh wait, no, sorry, Tempest, that no. Long story short, Atura is ascending and going to either leave his power here or going to leave it with me. But in long story short, again, we should be able to get off the island easier this time. I think. Maybe.
When you plan to leave, I will create a passageway. That is not a problem. Of course, this all depends on your decision, of course.
Yeah.
If you choose to take upon the power, then the barrier will come down. And it will be as simple as swimming or sailing away.
I would. It is a very lovely temptation of which I would very much, I think, enjoy to have a piece of yourself with me. As I only have this left, and she pulls out the compass, of Mama. But the people, I don't want to throw them into that without talking to them. Without seeing if that is what they truly wish for, even if I think it is for the best for them.
Perhaps there is space for a slight compromise. Could you have the barrier with a limitation that on perhaps one day a year a ceremony can be done to allow someone to leave? So if there are those of this island that wish to do as Storm has done, that do not fit, that seek to live life elsewhere and are restless, then they can do so. But for the rest of the time, the island is protected.
That is a possibility, but it would be entirely one way. And doing so would still risk this island immense danger. The outside world would learn of it over time.
Good point.
Treasure hunters and glory seekers would come.
I think the people of the island need to know about the world outside. And I think they need to prepare themselves to collide with it. Because if not today, if not tomorrow, if in 100 years' time, it might be too late then. Because the world outside is evolving and becoming much more knowledgeable. Whereas we here have been secluded for so long that I feel that our ways would not survive.
Does it
Suddenly,
would not survive or would need to change?
they would definitely need to change, but I do not think they would survive if someone attacked them. If someone chose to invade them or become forceful of the land.
Hmm? It is normal that small nations need to make alliances.
Of course. But there is no reason why this place could not be a paradise for many to visit, rather than a place that others covet and wish to take over.
So you wish to have this island become a holiday destination?
If they can find it.
That would require convincing those in charge not to kill the guests.
Correct.
Hmm.
There are some conversations that need to be had. I wish to address the people, though, not just the monks. Breath of Air is very set in his ways. He has been a strong leader, but I think he is he is short-sighted. He only thinks of the current time and people, and does not think of the generations to come.
There is a beautiful irony in that. For if you hold on to a breath of air for too long, you pass out. Would you step in to lead?
I was never meant to lead.
No, that was not the question, Storm. Would you step up to lead?
If it is
There is an option that you could put yourself forward. You have experience of the world. You have lived more than these people have in your shorter years. Would you be willing to save your people and steer them through the dangers ahead?
If it is what my people wished of me, then I would do this. But I do not think I am the best person to do so. I am happy to guide and to teach and to share all the knowledge that I have. But I don't...
Oh, damn. Sorry. Was that vase important?
You see that Kovac has been slowly making her way around the edges of the room.
I feel
What's the
like
ladder?
with my passive perception, I definitely would have noticed.
Yes, that's why I am telling you of that.
Storm goes, Kovac, I made that for my mother when I was 6. That's another
I can-
book.
An entire book. I can fix that. Just give me a day.
Kovac,
Yes?
see that chair over there?
Mm-hmm.
Can you please sit and not move?
Can I get something out of the larder first?
Kovac, what are you trying to take? And I use detect thoughts. And there's no verbal or somatic components, so you can't tell that I'm doing detect thoughts.
Okay.
Because I am psychic.
That is fair. So I don't get to save against
No, I'm just doing surface thoughts.
surface thoughts. So
So that's why I'm very specifically asking you the question, so your immediate thoughts will go, I can't tell him it's the book.
I feel like it'd be shitties onto me.
Yeah.
so her thought would probably be fine. I'll wait until there are less people in here, and then I'll go. Okay, I will go and sit in the chair.
Kovac, will you promise us you won't take what you're thinking of taking?
I beg your pardon?
Storm's eyebrows all the way up.
Are you going to promise us that you will not take what you are thinking of taking?
Can we have a conversation about it first?
Once you promise, of course.
I will not promise to do something and will then break my word pending a conversation.
Storm just like walks over
What are
to
the thoughts
Kovac.
going on behind that?
There's a lot of them. It's essentially, I don't understand why I would feel the need to promise not to take a thing, then after a conversation about it, then be given permission to take the thing. That seems unnecessarily complicated. So she doesn't understand where your logical path is going. So she's going to go, you know what? Fine. Turn around and just look in the larder for the book. Is it visible?
It's fairly visible, yeah. There's
Okay.
a few books there, but it is the only one that does not look to be damaged from water or storm
Okay.
when it has washed up on the shore.
I will reach around, I will pick it up, and I will turn
Storm is going to
back
stop her.
to you.
Actually, no. I don't think I have enough points to do it.
'Cause
You are
used it all fighting a
motherfucking
demon.
lucky I was going to hold person you. Which you don't know I can do. Okay.
So just turn around. I'm gonna grab the book, turn back around again, and say,
A storm is in your face
it
at
is
this
this.
point, by the way.
Yeah.
So you're doing what with that? Are you going to take it from Storm's inheritance?
I wanted to confirm that it was here. It is here. I'm very pleased to see that it is here.
Storm takes the book from you.
I'm not willing to get it within taking range.
She will attack you for the book. It is her mother's.
Can we talk about this? This book.
She will
is...
reach for the book.
I'll cast Misty Step, and I'm on the opposite side of the room.
She will chase after you and reach for the book. She will chase after you and reach for the book.
This book is part of the set. I have the first one.
She goes after you and tries to grab the book.
I hover it 30 feet above me in the air.
Kovac,
You forget she can levitate.
No, I can't. I've used all
Oh,
my
you're
spells. I'm out. I'm dry.
Kovac,
Yes.
remember when you got me to sign that piece of paper, that contract?
Yes.
Part of it was I was not allowed to break the law.
Uh-huh.
Why are you doing so? Previously, there have been cases where the law has been skirted, on whichever side you deem realistic, but it has been skirted for a good reason.
Mm-hmm.
If you want us to think of you any more than just a common criminal, the type of which you would have spent years arresting in your home city, you would need to explain why this is a good thing.
Hydrate.
I see exactly what you are doing.
And am I wrong?
You're making an interesting point. It was never my intent to steal this. I wish to ascertain it and confirm its legitimacy and then have a conversation. I am only hesitant to return this to Storm because she has spent the last hour talking about violently destroying books.
Yours, not hers. You were wanting to take it from its rightful owner.
I wanted to have a conversation.
In the meantime,
About-
Storm in the middle of the room trying to jump to catch it.
Hey, Kovac,
Yes.
perhaps you ask first?
Okay.
First?
Can we begin the conversation anew, and I will float the book back down to me, and I will
She leaps
look
at
at
you.
Storm and I'll say,
No, she leaps at you.
I get tackled to the ground.
Yes, you do.
Okay. I relinquish the book. I will pull out the one that I have, and I will say, this book, not in a malicious way, has communicated with me.
It's not the weirdest sentence that has been uttered today.
No, that's the worst part.
So I'm just like,
I can concur. The book can communicate.
Yes.
I do not trust the book at all. I believe the book is trying to con Kovek.
I beg your pardon?
I believe it is trying to con you.
To what end?
To get you to take actions that it cannot. By offering you what you most desire.
It did not volunteer the information about its siblings without a certain amount of prying.
Kovek,
Yes?
can you please promise me something in the future?
Potentially.
No, you need to promise.
I would like to know what I'm promising to first.
She turns to Thug. Thug, hold on to this, please.
I'm not really good with books. They tend to get thrown or ripped or...
Storm,
Oh,
I can look after the book for you.
wait,
promise.
I have a suggestion. How big is the book?
It's,
I presume it's like the size of a tome, so like, you know,
Is it
Yeah.
like
chunky.
much bigger than A4?
not much bigger than A4 in size, no. A little bit more.
Storm,
I imagine it to be kind of like
You-
the size of this.
you have used up most of your fireworks, so you have some storage
that's
space.
I do not have any fireworks. I use them all.
Exactly.
Exactly. And where were they stored?
Oh, this is good point. Okay. Whoop! Whoop! Whoop!
Because that puts Kovek at a very confusing sleight of hand check.
May I go on?
No.
You don't want me to continue to explain?
No.
Why not?
Because the circumstance is irrelevant. The
I'm-
problem... No. The problem that is relevant at the moment is that you have gone behind our backs in my home and place of childhood. This is a sacred place to me. Maybe not to anyone else, but to me. Of my deceased mother. My only possessions of great value. Snuck around and behind our backs tried to take something. Whether it is of malice or not, or curiosity, that is a betrayal of my trust. And I truly trusted you, Kovek.
It was not my intent to break the trust that we share, and it was not my intent to take it in that way. I
But
wish
you could
to.
have spoken to us first. We could have looked together.
I merely wish to confirm its location.
And you
You
could
seem
not have...
quite preoccupied with Bardo.
Would you
was
have
it-
taken it if we did not notice you? Would you have taken it and kept it to yourself?
No.
Insight check.
Okay.
Yeah, that's also an inside check for me.
I
Go
would
on.
say inside, except Storm doesn't care whether she's speaking the truth or not.
For me, because I can't go for advantage.
17.
16.
I am not lying.
Is that on a technicality? As in, you would have used it for whatever you wanted and then given it back, so it's not technically keeping it?
No, I am not lying. I would not
Okay.
have just taken it. I just wanted them to make sure that it was here and that it was okay.
But Kodak,
Um,
you could have waited, like, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes conversation.
Perhaps.
But you should have.
This seemed faster.
Kovek,
You sound exactly like the kind of people that tried to drive my tribe out of its homeland because it would be easier get the there. That's exactly who you sound like. And quite frankly, it's disgusting that And I'm actually going to walk out.
Kovac, I think you need to understand that your behavior since you have been on my island has been very upsetting for me. And I have tried to be very patient and understanding. I know what you're like. I know who you are. We have not spent only a little time together. But I feel like there has been no respect of boundaries or respect of one's home. Would you like it if when we go to visit your home, I were to do the things that you have done here to your place?
Could you give me an example?
Well, everything new that you find and come across, you have tried to take it, or test it, or damage it, or take a small sample of, possibly breaking it, without first checking to see if maybe there is something more here, or even asking. You did not even know that the island was alive before you tried these things.
You did not tell us.
I didn't know I needed to. If you had asked, I would have told.
I didn't know I needed to ask.
But you still didn't ask at all.
Do you have no moral compass? Do you not know that you are too well trained to not know that you should ask before taking things?
I believe I was extremely polite when dealing with Artua and seeking consent from him. I believe I was extremely helpful in identifying a very dangerous threat to us and his place of power.
Did you talk to him only because you were encouraged to do so?
No.
Was your natural instinct just to take?
My natural instinct is to learn.
Mm.
There is
And you
sometimes
could not wait
cost.
one day.
I do not understand the nature of this place. There is a lot of unknown that does not fully sit well with my sensibilities.
Well, if you have questions, sit down and we will talk. I will tell you the answers that I have. Atua is here, he can answer what I cannot. And I'm sure the people of the village and the town can also tell you too. You do not need to discover on your own. We have many answers.
I'm unsure that I need to discover it all. I've made very similar observations every time I have been to a conventional church.
Did you just compare my island to a church?
To a certain
Well,
extent.
The last
be-
church tried to
to be
kill
s-
me and chased me out.
To be specific, it is more like a church as most churches because God is actually there.
Yes.
I've got a question for you, Kovac.
Hmm?
In your hometown, if I went into the library without
Mhm.
asking, when no one else was around, and just started pulling books off the shelves because I wanted to read some stuff and then leaving them around and not fixing things up so they were the same way and made a whole mess. Nothing was damaged, but I made a mess in a library at night while breaking in with no permission. At the very least, you would think that was rude. Is that correct?
Yes.
What if
But I just wanted knowledge.
And the knowledge you wanted was what the library would look like if you rearranged all the books?
No, I was reading the books, but then they got boring, so I put them to the other side. Or they didn't have the information I wanted, so I put it to the
Okay.
side.
But I'm not going to lie, rearranging the library would be kind of fun.
You see, the action and the intent are two separate things. Your intent is good. Your actions could lead you down a very dark path. And to put it bluntly, You have already been cursed by an item through such impulsiveness once. Remember?
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I am but a mere subcontractor.
Okay. Kovac is going to look around the room, make a fleeting attempt at eye contact because you know that there's a lot of people. We'll say, I understand that my curiosity has caused various people distress. It was not my intent to do so, and I apologize. I'm also given to understand that for this to fit the appropriate definition of an apology, it also must conclude some kind of promise to self-improvement.
Are you saying about it being in the definition?
Yes.
Kovac,
I read in a book how to apologize. It said do this.
You know she would have though.
Kovac, I will. That would be greatly appreciated. Although I will settle for just one promise. At the very least, while we are on my island and my home, and especially in this house, in this hut, please talk to me first before you do something that may or may not be considered behind our backs.
I am willing. I am willing to make you this promise.
You do realize that I like to play pranks, and I am curious, and I am not exactly the single most straight tie person. I'm pretty loose around the edges.
Mm-hmm.
But at least let me in on it so that I can help.
Okay. Would you like to know something that I believe would give you great joy?
Sure.
The tome that is currently nestled amongst your bosom is likely extremely silly.
Oh, what do you mean?
I'm going to pull out the book of Misspells Volume 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to point at her and cast Wish.
Please say that if it's wash, it manifests as like 1,000 cat tongues just licking Storm clean.
A large sponge appears in the air in front of her, and just there's that wet sploosh sound as it smacks her in the face and just starts making its way up and down, just bathing her entirely. This continues for several minutes, of which I imagine Storm is desperately attempting to fight it off.
Yes.
Which prolongs the procedure, as it will continue until it has washed everywhere. And then finally the sponge just pops away into it.
Stop it! No!
While that's going on, I'll go over and stand next to Kovac and just whisper, "See, that's a good prank." Step back.
Looking like a very grumpy wet cat, she grumpily walks up to Kovac and then shakes off right in her face.
Without flinching, she casts prestidigitation and dries herself.
And then she gives Kovac a big hug.
Atua leans over to Barda. Are they always like this, the group of them? And Barda just has her hands in her hands. And just, no, this is them being tame. You don't want to know. Oh,
So,
nothing changes clearly.
Storm.
about 10 seconds into the hug, Kovic will like awkwardly shove the Tome of Misspells back into her bag, and will then just like reach around Storm and do the whole like to try and like end the hug.
10% show of emotion.
And then Storm, just happily receiving any sort of response, pulls her back like sneakers and goes, Kovic, I know you are good. So please don't prove me wrong, okay?
I will do my best.
We are here to help you, not fight you.
Yes. I fear that my need for control has been a little unreasonable. Our most recent adventures have been very action-packed and dramatic, and my main instinct when encountering unknown variables or danger is to seek self-improvement.
I think saying it has been a bit stressful is an understatement.
And
In the last 48 hours, haven't we fought 2 demons, 2 ships?
We have met a
Technically
god.
3 demons.
We
3?
found Barda, who was
in the last
missing.
week, 3 weeks. The
Oh,
prisoners
there's a demon on the ship as well.
Yeah,
Mm.
technically 3.
Yeah.
ship demon and
Yep.
We have
Speaking of
also encountered a kraken. We have encountered a village full of very hostile people who are under the influence of
Wasn't the Kraken last week? Not to make it sound
Yes.
blasé, but
Okay, no, yes, that was last week. And then we went straight from the Kraken to a crazy village that has all been brainwashed magically into not remembering anything. Ooh, there's no war in Ba Sing Se.
so, as much as we were able to grasp all of that, a very persistent voice in my head has been constantly stating that we could have done it better, and my desire to do better drives me to learn more, to get stronger, and yes, acquiring the book was a step along the path to self-improvement. So I may have cut some corners.
Hey, Kovac,
Yes?
let us sort this issue out first. Let's figure out what we're doing. And then I will share the book with you. I don't mind.
I would greatly appreciate that. Now,
Just be
If you'll-
careful with it. It was my mother's.
I will treat it with the amount of respect required for the handling of all books.
all books and all gifts from friends.
Yes. Speaking of which, I need to go and find the lie.
Yeah, you should go. I apologize.
Yes.
I think he's trying to throw rocks at coconuts. I'm hearing like a thunk and then swearing. I'm just assuming that might be what Thalai would get up to outside.
no. The lie is
Oh yeah, if Thalai wanted coconuts, he'd chop a tree down and just pick them up.
pretty much no.
I was going to say, if Thalai wanted coconuts, he would just reach them.
He is that fucking
Just-
tall.
I would shake the tree,
Yeah.
guys. I'd shake the tree. Come on. Anyway, no, the lie's actually sitting by the water, and he's got like a pile of stones, and he's doing the best to skip stones in the surf. It's seeing it's mostly calm. It's not too bad, but it's not the best.
As you're skipping about your 4th stone, you see another stone come skipping past and goes several skips further than yours.
Turn and look.
But you don't have to look up. Even with you sitting, you still look slightly down. Pip is standing there with a few rocks in hand. Yes, what you doing?
Taking air.
It was a bit crazy in there, wasn't it?
Very packed. Too compressed.
How do you think we've been? We've been stuck in there for a day or two.
Yeah, no, it would not have been pleasant.
Belton told me under no circumstances was I to go past the river, which means that I've been stuck in this small little clump of the forest.
Tobin was very correct. It been a very unwise choice.
But it's a whole new island, one that no one's ever been to for like a bajillion years.
Well,
I could be the explorer that finds it all.
well, Storm came from, and Barda
Oh.
had been here. And other people do live here, but the people who do live here do not know the people from the outside world.
So I wouldn't be the explorer. Okay, I have to
No.
find another island then.
And yes, you would. You would have to.
Do you know of any other islands like that?
The first time I've been anywhere near the ocean was on your ship.
We don't have a ship anymore, I don't think. I think it's broke.
It's a shame. I don't know too much about ships, but it seemed like a boat. I also wanted to thank you.
Thank me.
That item you gave me, the horse carving.
I know, it wasn't very good. I tried my best though.
No, it's I don't know exactly how, but it saved my life.
Just skips a rock.
I'm not sure exactly how, and I don't necessarily need to thank you. Because without that thing, I would.
She just gives a playful smile. And then we should head back inside. You haven't seen your friends in a while. Good to catch up.
I don't know. I think I've been around people in tight spaces for too long. I think I need some space.
Perhaps. But they're your friends, they're your family.
You don't ever need time away from your friends and family?
Are you kidding me? I can't get enough. There's not enough people around. There is a whole village over there of people like Storm. Do you know how much it's killing me not to go over there and talk to them all? And pat them?
I would suggest not patting them. I know Storm is not a fan of that. I'm
You see
sure.
her eyes kind of go big and she's like, they're so fluffy.
Actually,
They-
Storm likes pats. She just will never admit it.
Exactly, so we don't know. Yes, they are quite soft, but just because someone is soft does not mean they want to be touched.
She kind of looks at you like, no, that can't possibly be right.
Sorry,
Sure.
folks. It's also the chat. Our personal chat is just full of ridiculous things.
You see, this entire stream is about entertainment. We entertain you, the viewers, and we absolutely entertain ourselves.
I still think you should be throwing it in memes.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah,
Throw me memes.
Yep. All right. Give me a minute. I'll come in soon. I promise.
Alright. I'm just saying, you never know what's around the corner. You might be in need of them sooner than you think. And she turns and starts skipping away.
Thalai thinks, and as he's thinking, he wants to do an insight on Kip because recent things have made him start to think she is more than she appears, and he just wants to try and get a read. If that makes sense.
Okay. Roll an insight.
That would be a. That is a dirty 20.
She seems like a playful, loving adolescent. Well, she's in her teens.
Was she an elf? I couldn't remember.
You're not actually quite sure. She looks slightly elvish.
But we had some reason to believe that she was Fey influenced. Is that right?
We don't know. She's
Possibly.
just very playful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will just like skip a couple more stones and then I'll head back.
So
I
Pip
think-
is probably coming inside as you're stepping outside, Kovic.
Okay.
And as she passes you, she goes, "How good, he could do with a cuddle." And smiles at you. And then steps inside.
Stir in the pot. Stir in the.
Kovac says to herself as she walks away, "That does not fall under my jurisdiction." And proceeds down the beach towards the lie. She will pause like a few steps before being like side to side with him, and will just say,
Would I be able to hear her?
I'm on sand. So.
What's my
Yeah.
passive perception?
I don't think your passive is high enough to hear her coming.
It's a 15.
That's probably high enough. Like it's sand. It makes some noise. Also, I'm probably like having a bit of a hard time with the sand, so I'm kind of making some noise.
Fair enough.
Just before you were about to speak, though, the light does speak up, and it's like, you do what you can to recapture a sense of home, but it's never the same, is it?
You do not often speak of your home. It's interesting.
A lot of things have happened recently that makes me think of home. One thing I did love to do, there was a lake we migrated around 3 months of the year. It was always good fun to sit by and just skip rocks across, see how far you could get. I could never beat my father. It's amazing how far he could go.
Well, surely it can't be that difficult. She'll walk up next to him. She'll pick out an appropriate rock, and we'll just use telekinesis to float it up, and go to try herself.
You know, using magic defeats the purpose of the game, right?
How so?
Well, not everyone is born with magic, are they?
Hydrate.
Or the ability to use magic.
I was not born with magic. I had to learn this.
But not everyone's given the opportunity. If you think about it, magic is a very prestigious and hard thing to learn. Especially wizardry, I assume.
Wizardry does carry with it a certain amount of privilege. Yes, I was fortunate that as I was growing up, my father held a good job and could afford to educate me himself.
So, here, and Thalai will hold up a stone. Try with your hands. Sometimes it's good to get the perspective of those who aren't as fortunate.
She'll like hold it kind of awkwardly at first, and then she'll try physically. It's probably really naff. It'll be like.
I find the beach isn't the best way to do it. The waves do spoil the aim a bit. Also helps if you use the right technique. Yeah, and Talai's actually going to get up and actually, with permission, like, can I take your arm and actually like show you the motion of actually using your wrist to help propel the rock right at the end, to get that extra little momentum, so it's not just the arm. And he'll try and show you the actual proper technique.
Okay. I will allow this.
Yeah.
You're skipping a few. I think it takes several attempts before Kovac finally starts getting the motions correct and gets more than just one or two skips out of it. Thalai even starts to improve a little bit himself with a bit of more practice. But as you are going, you notice it's starting to darken slightly in the sky. Doesn't seem like it should be the sun setting, and looking up in the sky, there's not a single cloud about. And then you notice the water starting to bubble and boil. The sky darkens drastically. Small purple haze to it, like before. There is a sudden rush of wind past you in a normally still air, heading in a northeasterly direction, almost like a vacuum before an explosion.
Is it on the
And
map?
then there's silence for a bit. And then you feel everything around you shake for a second. And then after a moment, you hear an explosion. It's almost deafening. The sound alone is enough to shake the island. And a purple beam of energy shoots up in the distance into the sky.
From which direction, sorry, Ash?
You believe it to be the northeast, but it's hard for you to tell exactly from on this island. It is extremely far off wherever it is. You can only see it.
Oh, so it's not on the island.
No, not on the island itself. It is several thousand kilometers away, potentially. You can see it in the sky from a distance. All you see is a thin purple beam of energy, but you recognize it to be exactly the same as the last one. The water changes color. It blackens around you. And after a few moments of it boiling like this, you start to see fish popping up onto the surface of the water, clearly boiled alive. It goes for longer than last time. Lasting a few minutes.
Can I do something
Yes.
after it appears?
Mhm.
So it goes off. I'm going to like immediately run towards the hut.
Mhm.
And I'm just going to call out, "Storm! Storm! Tempest snow!"
I feel like, did we hear this?
You definitely would have heard this. You would have already been rushing out of the doors.
Yeah, we would have been rushing out.
Okay.
You would have probably come out just as the beam first went up into the sky.
Once I see Storm, I'm going to say, "It's your island. Permission to investigate."
This is not source from island. Atua, what is this?
This is not good. Perhaps we have less time than I thought. You need to make your decision quickly.
We need to go talk to the people. We cannot decide for them. Will your power even protect from whatever this is?
If it is what I think it is, no power will protect from it.
Then I have to learn more.
What do you think it is, Atua?
Kovac,
I
if
have
you
only
can
seen
find out
magic
anything,
or felt magic of this level
We
since
are
the
going
times
to
of
need it.
Asgarian.
Okay, I'm going to cast polymorph on myself and turn into a giant eagle and take off into the sky.
And then you hit the wall of storm and go splat.
Asgarim, isn't that the demon that the Xel'nari originally fought?
Yes.
Yep. And the one that the bad bard was, or the one that we captured had been, like, believed they were communicating with.
Atwa, Barda, we believe there are people trying to bring him back.
Then I am right. We don't have much time. He turns to Yor. Previous, he had been staring at the beam of light. You must warn whoever it is who can fight this thing. Find it at its source and stop whatever is seeking its power. I now know why that thing was here. It thought that I held one of the sources, but it was wrong.
What sources?
As you're talking, the beam trails off into the sky, and the clouds start to disperse. Light comes back to the area slowly, and the water starts to cool down again and calm. Perhaps we come back inside. There is a bit of explaining to do. I did not think that I would see this in this age.
Atwa? Is Nuena okay?
I'm not sure if anyone is okay anymore. But
But
we will converse with Anoa later.
if the island needs healing, we should definitely tend to it.
I have not heard any wails. I believe he to be fine.
Okay.
But perhaps you are right. I will go check on him. And at this, his form dissipates into a gaseous cloud and just shoots off across the horizon.
Ash, at this point, I would have started buckling on my armor.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, I'm putting on my armor now. Like, this is,
And at this point, we will end our session because it's 11 o'clock at night.
Boy!
All right. Cool. 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 Cool.
Demons attack, you all die.
That is not. That is not the occasion I was expecting to use polymorph for the first time.
at least you're not going to miss out of exposition as Atua is going to do something else before coming back and explain everything.
I just wanted to get a high vantage point to get a better idea of where the beam was coming from. Because there's like a mountain in between the two of us, so that was the whole point. Quebec was aggressively gaining altitude to get a better view of its origin.
So, we'll continue this next week.
Yeah.
I hope you had fun. Thank you everyone for joining us. And I'm so glad to be back. We've missed you all. We missed playing. Had to get our fix in.
Oh my gosh, it's been way too long.
Definitely.
Oh man, it has been. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
It's been a hot minute.
Damn.
So, please do join us again next Sunday where we will continue on our campaign, or join us Tuesday nights, where we will have our Stars Without Number campaign, which
By
has
the
also
lovely
been on
Zoe.
hiatus for a little bit. And yes, Zoe is our lovely space master for it. Things have also gotten out of hand in that game, so be prepared. Be
Yeah.
prepared.
In that game, I said to the party, "There's a bad guy on a planet. How do you want to deal with it?" And all of their ideas were like, how about biological weapons, partial genocide, really, really powerful EMPs, turning the ghost of someone's consciousness into a weapon and emotionally compromising someone even more so than she already is. There are no good options on the table here, but it's very entertaining to watch.
I mean, my option was just blow him up. It might take some of the planet with it, but you know.
As I said, no good options.
Tomato, tomato. All right, thank you all for joining us. We will find someone to raid and pass on the love. Who is on at the moment? There is the participation award. Wettest Orb is also playing Dungeons and Dragons. Strange name. Ooh, Paladin's Archive has doing the Marathon of the Mad Mage. They're on day 23 and floor 23. The end. Ooh, climactic.
Yes. I'll have a look at who else is on.
They have 4 viewers at the moment, so we could pass our love there.
Sorry, who are we looking at?
Let's have a look. Options.
I mean, yeah, we could do. Was it? Who were you looking at? Sorry.
Paladin's Archives.
Are they Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
We're pretty high up on the list of streamers. That's cool.
Yeah.
And they're just about to start their stream, and they are raising money for charity, so that's lovely.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm trying to figure out which one you were looking at. Ah, there it is.
You got it?
Sure. Let's raid these guys. That's awesome. They'll be starting soon. Awesome. The end. Alrighty, let's go share some love, guys.
Thank you all for joining us.
Yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. Thanks for joining us. We will definitely be back. Hopefully regularly, now that silly season has ceased.
Oh, it's been nuts.
Silly
It's
season.
My
been
goodness.
absurd. Oh my god, cannot express how absurd. Thank you everyone for hanging out. We appreciate all of you, especially everyone who's returned after our big break, and again, all the new people that are here. We appreciate all of you very much. As Scuff was saying earlier, Ash was saying earlier, just gotten in the habit of it now. We stream every Sunday night and Tuesday night, which is for us Australians, in lovely AEST time, which is not those times for anyone who might be on the other side of the world. So apologies, but in our stream it does have our schedule in there. So in the bottom of our channels.
That's also why one player had to leave early, because they're in the UK and they had things to do.
Correct.
All right.
So I'm going to pop us over to our end screen, and then we're going to raid Paladin's Archives, because they look kind of neat. You guys can go check them out.
See you later.
We love you all, and we'll catch you on the next stream. Toodaloo, guys. Thank you for being here.
Bye.
Bye.